sorry for that.
That was disconcerting.
Oh, I didn't realize that have such a big impact on you. But
It was like some Twilight Zone shit, you know?
yeah, was it that weird? I mean, I guess we've been doing this for a while now, so pretty used to the way things are.
Creature of habit, Seb.
It's the way things are supposed to be. So basically, what just happened is I started doing the countdown to the clap for syncing audio, and it really upset Liam more than I was expecting.
It surprised me more than upset, and then when my surprise got a reaction out of you, I played it up.
Okay.
Because that's what I do. But hey, welcome to episode 66
Welcome to
of the world's strongest fantasy
the
podcast.
strongest fantasy podcast in Young Animal podcast collection.
Featuring your boy, Liam Erickson, and my co-hosts.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Yeah.
I just collected.
He doesn't have a name.
I collected a piece of lettuce.
Good job collecting that piece of lettuce. Sebastian.
Waka.
Waka Flocka Flame?
That's my new last name. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I've decided on. How much is that to cost? Anyway, Jesus.
How much does it cost to change your last name?
Yeah, that's what I meant to ask.
I don't know, it can't be too much.
Like a couple $100, maybe?
Yeah.
Should I change my last name to Waka Flocka Flame?
I'd say no. But then again, I'm not your mom and can't tell you what to do.
Yes. Well, you're not my mom yet. Pretty sure
Yet.
in 2017 you could pretty easily become my mom if you really wanted to.
Okay, so I've got to marry your mother.
Yes.
Get to the point where you're not calling me Liam and you respect me as your parent.
That'll be the biggest challenge.
And then just become a woman.
Yeah.
And then I'll be your new mom. And
Become
I'll be
a
able
woman.
to tell you what to do.
Probably the easiest part of all that is becoming a woman, really.
Yeah?
I think for you it'd be a pretty natural shift.
Yeah?
Wouldn't you agree?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd say I'd give it a try, because I'm pretty sure you can swap back, right? Like, if they have the technology to swap you one way, they can probably reverse it, right? Right?
I guess. I don't know.
I would hope so. I bet a lot of people back down on their decisions to, change gender. Oh my god. So, the McDonald's thing, right? Before I bring that up, I've got a preamble for that actual topic.
Okay. Preamble the fuck out of me.
Okay,
man.
so I have an introduction to the preamble, first of all.
Okay, a preamble to your preamble.
Yeah. Which is that I've been working at McDonald's, right? That's my new place of work. I don't know if I brought it up at all extensively, but that's where I work.
Last week.
I had like one shift last week, and I've worked a bit more. Basically, it was like shift one, hey, do fries, and I did fries for a while.
How was doing fries, Seb?
Fries was okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't great at it. And then I came back the next day, and it was like, oh, guess what? You're not in the kitchen anymore. You're going to do front end instead, because we don't need you on fries.
They gotta take advantage of your beautiful face.
Exactly. That's
and the fact
using
that
me.
Racists won't get mad at you for being not white.
Were you? Oh yeah. Who the fuck was talking about that?
Has mentioned that many times. He's not good at coming up with original stories, which is unfortunate considering his position in our D&D game.
Yeah. God, that's not very nice. We should be using like fake names for him if we're gonna just bash him all night. God.
I can bleep it out.
Okay. Jeez. I didn't think we were gonna be bleeping out his name tonight. His name. People at home don't know who it is.
Nope.
But our DM, I guess we can refer to him.
Our DM.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's our DM, and he's also. How much do we? Okay, now I'm confused because it's like if we give too many details about him, someone might decipher it. Fuck it. He's a DM, and he's also a manager at McDonald's that I'm at, right?
Yes.
Which is like a whatever situation. I think he does nights more than anything, and my shifts are going to be like 7 to 3, so I actually won't see him like ever at work, which is for the best. I don't know. He's got a little thing on the TV when you're in the break room. It says, Employee of the Month. I'm like, how did he do that? Like, he's not the worst person on the planet, but
he's just that exact level of annoying that just really grinds my gears.
it's really frustrating just being around him, and especially in a situation where, like, he's talking about people and I know who they are, because he's very good at bitching, right?
Oh God, yes.
Like, that is half of what he does. Oh my God. And I guess it's at least slightly ironic that I'm like upset with him for bitching.
Then we open the podcast with bitching about someone who bitches too much.
I don't think it's ironic enough not to talk about it, because he does it just incessantly, all the time, about everyone, and I just, God. He actually mentioned, we went out for Five Guys, actually. I was with Ruben and him before D&D last night, right?
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. And on the car ride back, it was like, oh, look, there's this place for rent, and, you know, I'm thinking of moving out because he's leasing a place with a couple other dudes. That,
yeah.
And
then he starts bitching about one of the other dudes.
Right? Well, yeah, of course. That was what brought it up, right? Is, oh my God, I fucking hate living with both of them, right? Like, he somehow managed to move in with these two people, both of which he hates. And it just baffles me. It's like, how did that happen? Apparently these were people he knew. I think he lived in L'Orange before with them, right?
Yeah.
And now he's moved out to Saskatoon,
both
big city.
Of whom I've met very briefly, one a bit more than the other, seem like really chill dudes.
It's kind of a weird, like the Twilight Zone thing you were talking about before, where, you know, I haven't met them a lot. Jesus. I haven't spent a lot of time with them, but we've had like a session, I think, where they were both there at least.
That first session, they were both there.
Yeah, and one seems like a cool dude, and the other is like fine, whatever. They don't seem like horrible people, but the way he talks about them, it's like they're both just satanic, you know, like Hitlers.
It's getting to the point where it sort of feels like maybe they're not the problem.
That is your assumption, right? And then he brings up, oh, hey, you know, I'm thinking of moving out from these horrible people that I hate. And, you know, maybe if we found someone else, we could move in, and because you're moving out anyway. And I was thinking, oh no, that's not happening.
We should probably pump the brakes on bashing
people
that we know in real life. But so your preamble to the whole thing about your McDonald's orientation.
So that was
you wanted to talk about.
That was I'm trying to think of what step on the preamble I'm at here. I think that was actually
talking about fries. They moved you to the front.
I think that was in a side before the introduction to the preamble to the story.
Alrighty.
So hold on. So we
wonder why these things go on for 4 fucking hours.
They haven't been recently though. They somehow managed to ramble and yet still fill up a pretty reasonable amount of time.
Last week was 3 hours. The week prior was more than 4.
Anyway, so
Seb.
Continuing on to phase 2 of my 4-part story.
Okay.
So I work at McDonald's now. All right, that was phase 2. All right, phase 3 is you got to do this introduction thing. Well, first of all, another part of the introduction is that the fry thing, because we diverted somewhere because I was doing fries, and then I started doing front end because I'm white. That's what you were saying.
Exactly. Yes, because you're white.
See, you actually brought us onto a different path from the preamble to the introduction I had.
Fucking David Cage would be proud.
Who the fuck is David Cage?
Quantic Dream, Heavy Rain, Detroit, semicolon, Become
right.
Human. Tilde.
That'll be fun. Probably a cool game, I bet.
I can't wait till the best friends Let's Play comes out.
They do like Heavy Rain and
they've done all 4 games in the Sadness trilogy.
Jeez, they're not actually related at all, right? The games?
Not in the slightest.
Okay, cool. But
they're all
just
bad.
What? Like, you actually think they're bad?
Yeah. Like, Heavy Rain has its moments.
Do people actually generally think they're bad? Or is this where you have an incorrect opinion?
I think for the most part, people think that David Cage does some interesting things, but overall his stories are flawed, and he kind of takes his stories a lot more seriously than his talent lends to.
Okay. All right. That's not that I've seen a lot of them, but I've seen like tiny clips of Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain certainly has good moments in it.
I'm on the website thing for the Hearthstone box I was talking about pre-podcast. It's just on the Blizzard shop, and there's like a little quantity bar with like up arrows and down arrows for how many you want to add to cart.
Okay.
And you can go below 0
So they just like give you money to steal your boxes?
Yeah, I don't know. Please enter a number greater than 0 in this field. Why is negative anything even an option then? Blizzard, Jesus.
Probably because it's easier to just let them do it and then say no, rather than programming it to not let you do it in the first place.
Legitimately actually sounds like more work. Like, as someone who's programmed simple things like this, that sounds like more work. You have billions of dollars, Blizzard. Come on. Jesus Christ.
Well, they didn't make those billions of dollars by wasting time, Seb.
God, I'm sorry. Clearly they make, they cut corners. That's what they're best at. Jeez. Not that that's necessarily entirely incorrect.
Okay, McDonald's, Seb.
Ah, Jesus. Okay, McDonald's. So I was working fries, and then I stopped working fries, and then I started doing fries again. And I think, if I'm lucky, basically I'm going to somehow magically get trained in, like, every department, and then become a manager within, like, the week. Like, that's kind of my goal here. Like, general manager.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. I'm already good at jacking things as it is, so.
Penis. Yep.
Yeah, that was a
Masturbation.
secret.
Yep.
That was, God. Okay.
Sorry.
It's gonna make it like a guess at home vote on your phones. What am I the jack of? The jack of jacking it. Anyway, so this is all leading to the fact that I have to fill out a fucking orientation thing online, right?
Yes.
And basically what this is a dumb little training thing that McDonald's has made where you go online and you'll learn about just basics of how to not be a dick at work and how to not kill yourself and how to not sue McDonald's, right?
Cool.
Things like that. But the problem is, and I thought it was an issue with just the computer I was using at McDonald's because I started there, like in the office, filling shit out. And then it was being like stupid slow. Like things would take like a minute plus to just load like one page, and then you have to click next and do it again like 100 times, right?
All right.
And I was like, okay, this is so dumb. I'm just going to go home. My computer's pretty good at home, and it'll probably be able to handle this site.
Yeah.
And then I brought it here, and the issues persist. Like, the website is just horrible. And that's optimistic. A minute for waiting for something to load is optimistic, because it could just completely break before even loading, right?
That's absurd.
And this is something that I've been kind of working at, just clicking through. I'm not even reading the pages anymore. Because by the time it's loaded, I'm just like, take advantage of that, press next, right? Just to get it done, because I'm supposed to get it done for today.
Oof.
And I've been working at it for like half a week now, and I still haven't managed to...
That's how long it takes to get through with how slow it's loading.
Legitimately, like, no joke, it is fucked up, which is strange because the sort of orientation program itself is pretty well made. Like, it looks nice, and it runs well once it's loaded. And it's got all these little things in it.
Once it's loaded.
But I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. Like, it just can't handle the amount of people that are trying to go through it or something, right? Like, server-side issues, I can't fucking tell you.
Does it, like, not like your web browser or something?
I don't think it would be that, because I had the same issues at McDonald's anyway, and I think they use fucking, like, Firefox or something. And I have Chrome here, so it's really... really messed up. But I'm going to try to finish that during the podcast, is what this is all about, and Liam's not happy about that. But I don't think it'll really distract me in any meaningful way.
Yeah, well, now that I hear what it actually is, I don't think that'll take too much processing power from the dome piece.
No, it's just every few seconds I need to go over and click next to go through it, because it's all stuff I know already, because it's like, okay, you do your training at work, and then Thursday night, I had to go to this orientation, which was like just a in-person thing where someone teaches you how to do McDonald's, right? But it's like, by then I'd already done however many shifts. It's like, what's the point of this? If I can already work, pre having all this other training nonsense, why do I need this other training nonsense?
Probably for, like, bureaucratic reasons. They gotta check that shit off.
I'm absolutely certain that that's the reason, because my manager seems to be very intent that I finish this online thing, even though I've worked like quite a few hours at this point, and I'm scheduled for a full week, full time next week. So I'm gonna be making money pretty soon.
Cool.
So that'll be nice. And you're gonna be in school pretty soon, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that'll be a nice little change of pace from sitting at home jerking it to Gunpla all day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
I had a feeling.
Non-stop masturbation to giant robots.
And that's
here
why
in the Liam house.
That's why I wasn't keen on getting my bear guy back right away, because I was thinking like, better give him time to like get that thing cleaned up first, right?
Yeah, don't worry. I use like Lysol wipes and everything.
That's nice. I used to. You have no idea. So here's the secret about me, right?
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Here's the truth.
I'm ready.
Are you all ears right now?
Yep.
So like, I like to jerk it in the bathroom, right? Like
Okay.
it's convenient. Like it's like
You're not wearing pants anyways.
not wearing pants. You know, got your privacy. It's the only place I can like fucking get privacy anyway, in this damn house.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't close the door, can't lock the door, whatever.
Your bedroom's a common room.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an issue. And so, there you go. And, like, this is the thing I've been doing for years. Just everywhere. Like, even pre me not having, like, my own room. Just a thing I do.
Okay.
And especially now it's useful. But the point is that when I was first doing it, I got, like, I was really terrified of, like, you know, you jerk it, you nut in the bowl, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's no big deal. But when I was, like, however many years ago I started this shit, I was really terrified that, like, someone would end up, like, on the seat, and then, like, I would accidentally, like, impregnate someone. Like,
Really?
That was such a big fear I had that I would use, like, Lysol wipes, like, every time to wipe, and just, like, oh, God. So.
Really? You... Seb.
Yes! Yes!
Come on.
I know it's...
Come on.
I know it's dumb, okay?
Like,
I'm sorry.
Come
But,
on.
okay, so it's not so much of a thing that I saw as a realistic situation, so much as, like, a precaution in case, like, some, you know...
Just in case there was just one really persistent little sperm.
Exactly. So that was, I mean, I haven't done that in a while, because obviously you get to a point where you understand anatomy enough to realize that's not possible.
Continue.
Yeah? Oh, dude, I want to know what you're going to do now.
It's gonna dry dishes once I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's boring. Yeah, okay. I was hoping that'd be
I didn't
really
intend
exciting.
to make it a talking point on the podcast, to be honest.
You should have had your person who was there tell you to do
That's
something
why I
more
very
interesting.
quietly said, "Give me a second."
Damn it! I'm bad at taking cues for these sorts of things.
As fascinating as you may think drying the dishes might be, it's actually not. It's really not.
I bet you could, like, dry the dishes naked. That'd probably be kind of cool.
Just in the dining room.
Yeah. Not like you in your house. I mean, like, not like...
Walk up there, birthday suit, dry the dishes.
What's up, Dad? Guess what? I own this household now. Fuck you.
Mark my territory.
Oh, God. Jesus. Like your dishes?
Gotta assert dominance, Seb.
I mean, urine is sterile, so...
It's true. So what were you talking about before we got interrupted?
I don't know if I was talking about anything, really.
Precautionary measures,
Oh,
persistent
yes.
little sperm.
Something about masturbation
Yeah.
involving me. I think that was pretty much the end of that story. But it was relating to you saying something about using, like, Lysol wipes on Gunpla.
Yeah.
And that just made me think of an actual thing I did once upon a time.
So speaking of masturbation,
Oh, yeah.
the Jeff Keighley Awards happened this week.
Oh, who is masturbatory at the Jeff Keighley Awards, do you think?
It's probably Jeff.
Probably Jeff, really?
I bet he jacks off once he's done.
You think that's what gets him off? Like, he's done and he's just so erect from having his own awards.
Exactly.
He just unzips his pants and it, like, he ejaculates just from the like,
Just the
release.
thought of being on stage
Yeah.
and video gaming the awards.
Oh my god. I wonder. Can we, like, email Jeff Keighley? Do you think we can have him on the podcast?
Probably not, Seb.
Are you sure?
You gotta set your sights a little bit
You're
lower.
so pessimistic. Every time I'm like, can we get someone on? You always say no, alright? I'm just gonna stop asking one day. Is that really what you want?
Okay. Yes, honestly.
God. Well, you're not very fun, but you know what was fun? Yeah, like you're saying, Video Game Awards hosted by Jeff Keighley, the Dorito Pope.
Yep.
And
Dorito Pope himself.
very sadly, not hosted at all or co-hosted. Is there like a fan running or something in the background?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's not a fan. It's the heater in the room next to me.
Okay, because I can like
It
hear
will be
that.
edited out. Don't
But-
worry.
But for me, like, it's cutting in and out because Discord is doing its thing where it won't listen unless it's something loud enough. So all
Yes,
here is
Seb, shut the fuck up. I can
okay.
edit it out. Holy shit.
It's triggering my OCD. Okay, Jeff Dorito, Chick Hydrobot was not at the awards.
He was
Very
not.
unfortunately. I don't know what happened there, why he couldn't make it, if he had other plans during that time period.
Well, he was busy sponsoring something, wasn't he? He was busy sponsoring one of the
Oh,
one of
that's
the
true.
categories.
Like he was investing in the categories, which, you know what, I'll bring up the categories. Do you have
It was
the
best debut indie game, correct?
best debut indie game? Might have been that. Do you have
Yeah,
the
best debut indie game presented by Chick Hydro.
Chick Hydro? And the bot, I think, is just in parentheses there, like it's implied.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you have the list of what we voted on so we can do the official who was right?
I do.
Because
so.
I've got... Oh, yeah, they updated this with the little winner of each category. So, there you go. So,
So you want to go down the list?
I
of
wanna-
the award winners.
go down the list. I don't think I'll bring up the nominees again because we talked about the nominees last time. But I'll say
Okay.
who was the winner and... Well, actually, no.
I'll
you bring up...
Excuse me.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry. I'll introduce who voted for what or who guessed what, and then you'll tell us the winner. Am I
Yes,
correct?
that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, so we'll save Game of the Year for last, okay, Seb?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a good plan.
Okay, so first up, drum roll, please.
That probably doesn't sound very
God,
good.
that's probably the worst.
Okay.
Best game direction. Sebastian guessed Resident Evil 7, and I guessed Legend of Zelda.
And Liam cheated, obviously, because he got the right answer. Which I think you guessed what you thought would win, but out of these, which one did you think actually had the best game direction? Which was
What were the nominees?
Smo, Zelda, Horizon Zero Dawn, Wolfenstein 2, and Resi 7.
I'd probably have given it to Super Mario Odyssey.
Really?
Because
okay.
like I've been watching some Let's Plays, watching some streams. It looks like a really cool game with a lot of
I-
nifty levels.
Gotta do that. I'm still waiting on the Joseph Anderson video, because I'm pretty sure he's pumping one out. It's gonna be like 7 hours long on Smo there, so
Cool.
that'll be a good watch. So that was category numero uno, best game
Yep.
direction. Next one, best narrative.
Yeah. You guessed What Remains of Edith Finch. And I guessed Nier Automata.
And you were wrong this time.
I was incorrect. Who won this one, Seb?
It was What Remains of Edith Finch, which I think mostly was only a guess I made because
It was
I
the
saw-
only one that you were aware of.
it's the only one that Joseph Anderson has made a video of so far.
And that's the only way that you know about video games.
That's how I learned, because I don't play them, Liam. God, that's old school, playing video games. I watch other people
course.
play them on the internet.
Best art direction.
Yeah,
We both guessed Cuphead, and I believe we both won.
we both won. Yeah, Cuphead out of the nominees, which were basically a handful of just the things you saw throughout the show over and over again. Cuphead absolutely had stunning art direction and execution, like
I would
incredible
have
visuals.
personally given it to P5 because that appeals to me a bit more. But
Okay.
I can totally understand why they went with Cuphead.
Yeah, I still gotta play that. I gotta play some games here.
Nice.
But I've got P5 now sitting at my house. I'm gonna tell you something
Yeah.
honest here, is that when I borrow things from people, like I don't so much steal them as I do borrow them, say I'm going to use them, and then they sit there for several months to a year plus.
Lovely.
So you might not get P5 back for a while.
Well, I'm not planning to play it for a while,
Okay,
so you're
Cool.
in luck.
that works out then. Next category, and I'm sure you'll be very pleased with the answer to this one. Best score, stroke music.
Seb guessed Super Mario Odyssey, and I guessed Persona 5,
Oh, but the answer was Nier Automata.
which
So-
I probably would have given my personal pick too, but I guess P5 because I thought that would be something that would win.
Yeah, Persona 5, does it win anything? I guess we'll find out, but...
I think it gets Best RPG. I could be wrong, though.
I feel like I didn't see it win a goddamn thing. All awards show, which is crazy, because that game was like...
And I think Best RPG was announced, like, just off to the side, not on the main stage at all.
Fuck, there were a few that threw me off, because the show's 3 hours long, right? Yeah. And you've got, what, like 20 awards? Less? Like a dozen?
Well, it's less focused on the awards and more focused on trailers.
It is, that's the thing. But it's called the Game Awards, and there were like 5 awards that just got clumped together in like 2 sentences.
Yeah, and like sometimes they'll just be like, oh, and this also wins this.
It's like you can't just start spewing out awards like that, God. But apparently they can. So, Nier Automata, best score, And
then Seb speaks to Mo for a little bit, whatever.
Anyway, geez, interruptions all day today. Goddamn son. Mo's playing the Xbox again because he's got it back in there. Because the Xbox was previously being used as a Netflix machine in the living room upstairs. Poor Xbox. Getting sort of sad lack of use by being
Best
up there.
audio design. We both correctly guessed Hellblade.
I think you influenced my guess on that. What was the deal with Hellblade, and why did it win Best Audio again?
Hellblade has got like crazy like binaural audio stuff going on, so it's all like super directionally based, and like you hear voices in your head and stuff like that.
Okay,
it's nifty.
Cool. So there you go. That's basically you won that, and I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I think for that particular award.
Yes.
And Best Performance. This was kind of neat. I guess we should say the votes first.
Yeah, you guessed Ashley Birch for Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn. And I guessed Laura Bailey as Nadine Ross is her last name?
Yeah.
From Uncharted Lost Legacy.
And it turned out to be Melina, some Swedish last name.
Jürgen, I think.
That looks about right. For Hellblade. And that was kind of surprising because she came up on stage and she was like, I'm just a whatever director. She's like an art person or something.
She was their video editor.
There you go. I'm a video editor.
This is the first acting job she's ever had.
There we go, winning best performance for a goddamn video game. Like, wow. Go you.
Kudos to her.
And next, games for SJW.
Games for Impact Award. You guessed Edith Finch, and I guessed Hellblade.
And ding, ding, ding. Liam gets the win again, bastard.
It's almost like Hellblade's the kind of game that's going to be winning awards.
Hellblade is definitely one of those kind of big budget. It's like if it was a movie, it'd be something with absurdly good visuals that is like super like deep on some weird level, like Oscar bait type stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
It's a lot of that, but it's not saying it's a bad game. Oscar bait, I think, is sometimes a negative term. But anyway, next category, best ongoing game, new category for this year.
Yeah, pretty sure. Was it new category?
I think it was, because like Jeff Keighley was all, oh, every year it's what are the new games for this year that should win, and it's like that's not how gamers play, you know. They play games over and over.
We both guessed Pooh Big. But the correct answer was
Overwatch, because of course they had to make a new category so that Overwatch could win games in a year that it didn't come out in.
Because they can't win Game of the Year twice in a row.
Sly bastards.
Sneaky fucks.
Yeah. I don't think PUBG won a single goddamn award this year.
Good.
Which is like, okay, good, because it's not like the best at anything. Well, at least not anything that's categorized, because it's the kind of fun it has is really specific. And it's not really perfect. But anyway, best mobile game is the next category that, whatever, I don't care.
We both guessed Fire Emblem.
We were both wrong.
Were both incorrect.
Yeah, Monument Valley too.
Okay. Best handheld game. Seb's guess was Tokyo Tattoo Girls.
Right? Oh, fuck, it was. I hate you.
And
you actually write that down. Fuck you.
Yes.
Oh
but
my
your actual guess was Metroid.
Okay.
And mine was Fire Emblem Echoes. You get the point for that one.
I actually technically got points as long as you didn't count that joke answer because you're a cunt. Okay. Next up, we've got Best VR AR Game.
You guessed Star Trek Bridge Crew, and I guessed Super Hot VR.
And we was both wrong because it was Resi 7. Which, okay. I mean, that game was
that's
just...
the only, like, actual full game.
I think...
Comprehensive VR support.
How do you define a full game? Like...
Very vaguely and on unclear terms.
Okay, perfect. Because I think Lone Echo, like Echo Arena is sort of a side thing, but I think Lone Echo and maybe even Farpoint are closer to being actual full games, quote unquote. But
Okay.
I guess they're probably both like full for VR terms, which is like under 10 hours still.
Yeah.
But Resi 7, that was just kind of a slap on the headset and play with a controller kind of game, wasn't it? For VR?
Yep.
Okay. Huh. Kind of surprised at that one, but okay. I guess if people like in VR, they like in VR. Best action game, my favorite category.
Yes. You guessed Cuphead, and I guessed Neo.
And we were both incorrect again.
Who's the actual winner of that one, Seb?
Wolfenstein 2. Won.
Okay.
Yeah. That
I'm
was
pretty sure the gameplay was the thing that people complained about the most in that game, but sure, why not?
I don't know how these voting things... I think some of them are voted by actual people, right?
No, it's like a panel of like 50 judges.
But that's something. But it's not like the actual... Like the Oscars are fucked up, right? Like, it's like you buy your way into being nominated for things and actually winning things.
Pretty sure that's how
But
it works.
the Game Awards aren't like that, right? So like people actually thought Wolfenstein 2 had the best action?
I guess. Whatever. Moving on.
Okay. Then my actual favorite category next to action is action adventure game.
Yeah, best action adventure. We both guessed Zoraldo.
Yep. And we was right. Ding ding dingaroo.
Ding ding ding.
So that was a pretty easy one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, best role playing game. I forgot this was a category. Okay.
Yeah, best RPG. You guessed Divinity, and I guessed P5.
Yeah. Rip Divinity. Not wide enough appeal, I think.
I win.
Yes. Go Persona 5. Okay, fine. You
Granted,
win.
JRPGs are just about as niche as CRPGs, Seb.
Almost. I think there's a fairly slim margin, but CRPGs are a bit more, lesser, I don't know what I'm saying.
Whatever. Best fighting game.
Nidhogg 2 wins.
No.
No, you're right. You're right. What were the votes? What did we say again?
You guessed Tekken 7, and I guessed Injustice 2.
Why did I guess Tekken 7 over Injustice 2? I don't know. Okay.
No idea.
Thinking back to these, I'm like, some of these are reasonably obvious, actually. Okay, fine.
Yep, I get the point there. Best family game. We both guessed Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I honestly don't remember this being announced at the event.
Best family game. This might have been one of those little, like, he threw out a ton of them under his breath sort of awards.
Probably.
So, okay. Super Mario Odyssey won best family game.
Okay,
Which,
we're
I don't
both
know.
incorrect.
You think that'd be a slightly bigger category, but fuck it. Whatever. Best strategy game.
Another
off.
category that we both got wrong. You guessed the XCOM DLC, which is not a new game, and I guessed Total Warhammer.
Total Warhammer. Nice.
And we were both incorrect. It was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
A few of these, you're almost wondering, like, did Nintendo jerk off Jeff Keighley at some point? Like, did they send just some cute Jap girls to go tug him? Because
Some cute Hideo Kojima lookalikes. Just suck them off.
Oh, I think I found the last piece of my burger.
What?
This McDonald's thing that I'm doing while we're doing the podcast right now.
Okay. Are you okay?
I think Mo just did something. What was that, Mo?
I got fucked up in Fortnite.
You got fucked up? Oh, you're playing Fortnite? You doing the Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Liking it?
I got fucked up. Because this dude was like in the house and like, I knew he heard me, so I got fucked here down there.
Dude, you gotta listen. You gotta have those headphones on your ears, dude.
No, I heard him.
Well, you did hear
Like,
him.
He was coming, I was like trapped in a corner, there's nowhere I could go.
Okay, just like, don't suck next time.
That was my first game.
No excuses. Anyway, do you think Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I don't know how much you know of it, do you think it deserved best strategy game?
I don't know. It seems like a watered down XCOM for kids.
That's exactly how I feel it well, I don't know about necessarily for kids, but Nintendo-fied, maybe. XCOM.
Yes.
And that's kind of a, okay. Don't know why that ended up winning, but fuck it, I guess people liked it. Maybe when I get my goddamn Switch and games stop costing, you know, like $80 infinitely.
Best sports racing game.
Here we go.
You guessed FIFA, and I guessed Forza again.
Damn it.
And I believe I won again.
Yeah, you did. Forza Motorsport 7 wins
Yep.
that one. Oh, fuck.
This is something that Poobig won, right?
Yes, it did.
Best
Okay.
multiplayer.
I
And
keep forgetting.
we both get the point for that.
Nice. So at least Pubich won something. Yeah, a lot of these categories, like, I don't remember. Like, it feels like best multiplayer should have been a bigger thing, you know, but it just wasn't on that that list at all. Anyway, whatever. Most anticipated game presented by Mick Cafe.
Woo! I've actually been buying McCafe recently because they've got like a sale where like all size coffees are $1.
$1, yeah, baby.
So, like after going to the gym, I'll just walk over to the McDonald's there, get a coffee, and then walk home.
Yeah, people get like an insane amount of coffee at McDonald's. And like, I did coffee for a while.
Cheap,
so,
and it's not the worst.
It's really not the worst, and it's like pretty much all like fresh, legit coffee because we make so much and sell so much that constantly, like, the most recent cup of coffee you had has been sitting there for like in the pot for maybe 20 minutes. Like cool. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's like that usually when it's not $1, but anyway, McCafe, tell us the votes. Most anticipated.
You
game.
guessed Red Dead Redemption 2.
Fuck.
And I guessed The Last of Us
You
Part
suck.
2.
You suck. Absolutely.
And I also win.
And every time I hear you tell the right answer, I'm like, I should have picked that. Why didn't I pick that?
Yeah.
It's kind of playing myself here, but whatever. Best independent game.
Both of us guessed Mug Cranium.
Mm-hmm. And Mug Cranium wins. Surprisingly, best independent game.
That's the other award hound this year.
Yeah, was it Zelda and Mug Cranium?
I was talking about Hellblade specifically.
Oh, Hellblade and...
Yeah.
I want a list of like who won what awards, because I feel like Zelda won like at least 3. I think. Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, whatever. Moving on. Best student game.
Okay. Who wins?
You guessed Falling Sky, and I guessed Hollowed. I'm not sure if that's a full title, but we both were incorrect.
They're both the full titles, and we were both incorrect because that was a complete fucking guess. Who's played these games? Has anyone played these games? Does anyone care about this award? Why is this here?
This one was up on the main stage, too.
Yeah, they were showing off all the things, and there were little clips, and some of these games I looked at.
I guess it's cool that they're giving like a highlight to student games.
I think the way they did it as like
But
an
also,
award,
I'm a rabid consumer, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's an award is a little bit bizarre, but just showing off student games is pretty neat. And Level Squared looked kind of fucking cool, and it reminded me actually. I was like, sometimes I'll read through reviews on Steam, and I'll look at a guy, and then I click on their page to like check it out and see what they've been playing.
Yep.
And this guy was playing a game called Opus Magnum.
Oh yeah, the game's
which I didn't know anything about, and it's from the dudes who made
Zachtronics.
Who made
Shenzhen IO, Space Chem,
Infinifactory.
Infinifactory, yeah.
That's the one I know. And it's part of these like puzzle games that are like really open-ended.
Yeah, like Zachtronics is just straight up programming.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. Yeah, programming is a puzzle game. And just seeing this Opus Magnum thing, it's bizarre. It's like you go to their games and they're all like overwhelmingly positive reviews. Because it's one of these like insanely, I don't know exactly how niche it is as a genre, but to the people that the games appeal to, like, they're perfect, basically.
You think Mo would like them?
No, he says get the fuck out. He's not into Opus Magnum. That's too bad for him. So it's kind of a neat thing. Like, it's just like little hexagons, and you've got pieces that I guess you've got timers that make different hexagon mechanical bits
Yeah, the
move
idea
things.
is like you're like doing alchemy, and so you're
Yeah.
synthesizing all the elements together to make other things, which is cool.
And it's really crazy to look at. And I'm like, oh man, I bet if someone was into that, they could play that for a very long time.
And it's got like an export GIF button, so once you've solved a level, you can just export it as a GIF. And so for like a week after it came out, like I saw a bunch of it on Twitter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it's just like, well, one thing I was reading through just on the reviews for it, it's like, okay, you play a level, you find an answer, right? Because it's open-ended.
Yep.
So you find a solution, and you're really proud of yourself after hours and hours of trying to figure it out. And you see it online, and then it turns out that someone else has done it, but 1,000 times more compact and
even more
way
beautiful
smarter
than yours.
Even more. That's a word that I keep saying used. It's like beautiful solutions to things, and you watch the little clips of the machines run, and it's like, fuck, I want to play that. My God, I bet I'd hate it, but it looks really cool.
Yeah. You don't puzzle game too good. Best esport.
Fuck you. Best esport is Trending Gamer. You missed the category.
Oh, whatever. We both guessed Dr. Disrespect, and we both won.
It's Dr. Disrespect. Come on now. PUBG. Oh, PUBG wins 2 awards. That's right. Okay. Best
Dr.
esports.
Disrespect is PUBG.
Well, Dr. Disrespect was the people voting for PUBG when people were voting for the gamer, right? So.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but
Anyway.
best esports. You guessed Duders, and I guessed Cisco.
What?
You guessed
Doder?
Duders.
Okay, Duders. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I guessed Cisco.
I don't know which one is Cisco.
CSGO.
Okay. And we were both wrong because Overwatch had to win 2 awards.
Why?
The next year after it came out. It's still a lot of fun, dude. I'm probably going to talk about Overwatch after
I'm not
this.
saying that it's not a fun game. I'm saying that it's not a great esport.
Oh, right. That is something. I mean, there's a reason I voted for Duders because I
Yeah.
thought it'd either be one of the MOBAs that basically exclusively works as like an esport, like it's just the genre to make an esport out of.
I could kind of understand the justification of like the Overwatch League. OWL is probably the biggest thing that's the most likely to be like the final kick of putting esports into the mainstream, considering like they're handling
The
it
what?
as Overwatch League.
OWL?
OWL.
Overwatch. Okay. So how does that make it mainstream?
I was about to explain before you cut me off.
Yeah,
But
well.
like the way that they're handling it, like it's a franchise per city, exactly like how traditional sports teams do it. Like it's a team based out of like Toronto, and it's got sponsors that are like big time sponsors, and like I think there's billions of dollars of sponsorship going into the league.
Holy fuck. See, that's the kind of shit where I was thinking about it, watching like the clips of people playing the sports stuff, right? The esports. And it's like, I don't watch esports and I don't watch regular sports. But that's like whatever, because people watch sports,
Yes.
right? And athletes, there are tons of them. Like, it's not unrealistic to become an athlete and making a living out of it, even if you're not making a ton of money, right? Probably.
Yeah, like you got your Daniel Bryant. That's Daniel Bryant. Is that a sportsman?
I think that's a wrestler.
You got your Connor McDavid's. That's a sportsman.
Daniel Bryant is a he's a pro wrestler.
Shit.
That's sports technically. Close enough.
It's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
You got your Connor McDavid's
Uh-huh.
playing front man of the Edmonton Oilers, but you've also got your John Smith, who spends 50% of the time on the bench doing nothing.
Right. So you don't have to be that good. You just get on
You've got to
there.
be pretty good to get to the John Smith position.
Yeah. Okay. Even to get to John Smith, you have to be pretty good. My point is that so few people, like no one makes that much money in esports, but there are that many people watching esports, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
So you got to get the gross sponsorships and the gross commercialism to actually make it a profitable thing.
I'd be totally fine. Like if my favorite esports team walks in and they're covered in fucking M&M stickers,
Yeah.
like that would be absolutely fine to me because I would know they're making a healthy living off of that.
Like, there's already crazy amounts of sponsorships in esports, but like this is like taking it to the next level, to the same level as like
Well, yeah,
traditional sports.
because the problem with esport sponsorship, I guess, I mean, it exists, but it's pretty streamlined to esports sponsorship is related to esports.
Yeah, like
Right.
you got your Razors and your Mad Cats and your U-Porns.
Exactly.
That you'd expect.
You've got all the typical ones, Doritos, Mountain Dew, whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't have like the M&Ms and the fucking whatever other random companies that have no reason not to advertise.
Yeah,
Right.
like Overwatch is huge, and it as a successful league is probably going to be the final blow in like completely legitimizing esports.
Right.
Assuming it doesn't fail horribly.
Which, that would be nice. I think Jeff said something about, or someone on stage was all, with esports being considered for like an Olympic sport. Like, is that happening?
I think I'd be against that, considering like the Olympics, it's like for physical sports. That's what it's for.
Okay. But isn't the brain a muscle?
The brain does contain muscle, I believe.
I believe it is a muscle. Okay, I've got a list of Olympic sports for you. You ready?
Okay. Hit me up, Daddy.
Okay, here are some things that might go against your claim. Equestrianism. That's on there.
Okay. You've got to be fit, and you've got to have the physical capability to control the horse.
Right, sure. Man, there's a lot of sports. I didn't realize there were this many sports. Like, at all. Okay, tug of war is in the fucking Olympics? Jesus. Okay. Like, there's a lot of specific shit here. I'm trying to go down the list and see if I can find anything that's like I want ping pong to be on here.
Ping pong still requires physical activity.
Well, you have to, like, move your fingers to play video games. Okay, yeah, these are all technically physical things. Okay. Fine.
Suck it.
There are
bitch.
42, apparently, according to technogym.com. 42 Olympic disciplines. Fine. And you don't want it to be in there because it doesn't just fit with the rest of the sports, I guess.
Yeah, and also it feels weird to have a product that is owned by a company to be an event in the Olympics. Where, like, they're all just games. Sure, the rules are decided by, like, the Olympic Commission, but they're all just games, and they're not owned by a company who can change them and tweak them however they want.
Right, because people don't own softball.
Exactly.
So that would make things a little bit weird.
Mr. Softball who owns all of softball and is going to, like, tweak the weight of the softball next year.
Right. So here's how we make esports the next thing. We make our own Olympics, where every 4 years we have a big fuck off sports.
Yeah,
virtual
and they're all
sports.
like shitty off-brand games. Like, you got Overwatch, you've got Duders, you've got Log of Legends.
Log of Legends.
Log of Legends.
Log of Legends.
You've got Ricketts League, and they're all just like off-brand knockoffs made by this esports Olympic Commission.
Dude, you can make a
be
Ricketts
a
League
static game.
Ricketts League could be an actual Olympic sport if you want it to be. Like in the disabled Olympics. Whatever they call those. Ricketts League could be pretty good, I think. You know, you could have a whole Olympic that's just Ricketts League. You just get kids
Pretty
with
sure
rickets
that's called
to, like,
goofball goals.
goofball goals.
It's a wonky physics-based soccer game where you got weird dudes that like waddle around and awkwardly kick the ball.
Oh man, I love weird physics. Oh god, they look gross. They're all inflatey and shit. Ugh.
Someone's
I bet
fetish.
that's that's a lot of people. That's too many people's fetish. Goddamn, son. Oh, cool. The first thing that got recommended to me is a Jacksepticeye video on
Wowee.
goofball goals. Wow. Which appears to be...
I only know about it because it was a mainstay on the NLSS a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Fuck, I should become a YouTube dude. Check it out. Game that no one knows. I said a YouTube dude, first of all.
You're gonna become a YouTube
Fuck it. Fine, I'll become a YouTube.
comma dude.
Oh, I see. What you...
That's how I parsed
right.
it in my head.
Well, you know what? Fine. From now on, I'm done with the FM meme. I will become a YouTube. That is my goal.
YouTube devourer of ad revenue.
Yeah. The fuck ad revenue, dude. Dude, when are we gonna move off of YouTube anyway? It seems like YouTube is just awful in like everything it does.
Yeah, but it's also better than anyone else.
Why has there been no like legitimate competition that's very similar but fixes the things that suck?
Because Google's pretty much the only company in the world who's willing to host unlimited amounts of file size for free.
Okay. That's a good point. And YouTube like isn't even profitable, right?
Probably not.
Okay. Okay, well that's enough reason, I guess. All right, thanks for that.
But so back to esports. The next category is best sportsman.
Presented by Omen.
Presented
man.
by Omen.
By HP.
What's Omen?
It's I think it's a desktop and laptop series.
Okay. We both guessed Faker.
Faker one.
Yep.
Yeah. Has
I don't
Faker
know who
been in
Faker
like
is.
the previous Game Awards? I don't know if you remember him being in there or not.
I all the esports shit goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, pretty much everything. I've just heard a few like jokes about Faker. Like he's kind of a meme guy. Like, hey guys, I'm Faker, right? Because he's like the big esportsman for League at least.
All right.
So.
Next category is best esports team. We both guessed Team Liquid.
We were both close, but not close enough.
Okay, who won that one?
It was Cloud9.
What about Cloud10? Sub?
What about that's true? Cloud10 feels left out.
Yeah.
How shameful.
Best debut Indo game is how I wrote it here.
Indo game. Ah, yes.
Yep.
Presented by
our boy Shikydro.
Bot.
You guessed Hollow Knight, and I guessed correctly.
Why did I guess again? It's like, okay, fuck it. Hollow Knight was a good game, but Cuphead was
I think your line of logic was Cuphead's. We've guessed Cuphead too often,
and it can't be Cuphead every time.
It can't be Cuphead again.
Okay.
But joke's on you. I've seen the Game Awards before. I know how this works.
Shit.
Recency bias for the win.
God damn. Oh, because Cuphead just came out, so everyone's thinking Cuphead all the time.
Exactly.
That's an interesting logical bias. Thank you for teaching our listeners. Here on the Cyber Pleasure program, not only do you get entertained non-stop, you know, for a full too much time.
Two to 4 hours, depending on how we feel.
Yeah. You never know. It could be 2 hours of hot garbage or 4 hours of warm garbage. But you're always going to learn. And that's why you tune in.
Logical fallacies.
Always. Hey, that's kind of neat. The little winner thing.
Yep.
In on the Game Awards thing, you can like highlight it because it's actual text, like in HTML, I guess.
Okay.
But you can't highlight the closed ones. Like, it's coded differently. It's kind of bizarre.
Interesting.
Anyway, best Chinese game.
Yeah, the final category before GOTY is best Chinese game, presented by Tencent, the company that will own the world. For Seb's guess, I just wrote down MOBA, exclamation point, and I guessed Monument Valley 2.
And it was neither. It was. Hold on, I will. I can do this. You ready?
Okay. It was GFX2 HD.
Hold on. Just give me a second. Here.
Was I close?
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, don't talk for a little bit.
Okay.
剑网3重制版
Thanks, Seb.
That's the game that won.
Okay.
That's the game. So now you know that your favorite game is the thing. It sounded pretty Chinese, so you could probably do a fairly racist impression and still get away with JX3 HD somehow. But that's not what the show is about. The show is about profit, and who better to make profit in 20... What year is it again?
17 than
my boy, best best game of the year. The one that we both guessed? Question mark.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Breasts of the Wild. I can't tell if you're being quiet or if you're okay.
Am I allowed
You're
to
scaring
talk
me
again?
'cause I feel like I'm losing connection.
Am I allowed to talk again,
sorry.
Seb?
Yeah, I just wanted you to not talk while I was doing the Chinese thing. Should I have like a code word to snap you out of not talking mode? Are you like, what was that movie where the chick had to do everything that everyone said? And that was like a curse that got put on her.
I'm pretty sure it was a dude, and the movie was called Yes Man, starring Jim Carrey.
That was also the same plot.
But
it's actually not a bad way to live your life. Fun fact.
The book that it's based on is really good. It's
Try being a
nonfiction.
yes man.
It's about a dude who legitimately did that for like a year.
Oh fuck! Is it nonfiction?
Yeah. And
Was his
it's-
rule like actually say yes to everything?
Yeah, well, like within reason. Like he wasn't gonna do anything straight up illegal.
Oh. Well, that's cutting out a few
murder
fun
anyone.
things. Like the bad kind of illegal.
Yeah, the bad kind of illegal. Like at one point he ends up
Okay.
doing weed with hippies, but you know.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it's written by
that's the good kind of illegal you gotta try once in your life. Like,
it's written by the guy whose name I always forget. He's the narrator for Thomas Was Alone.
who's it written by? Same guy from Thomas Was Alone?
Yeah, the narrator.
Oh shit. Oh, the narrator. Okay.
Yes. It's not Mike Bithell. His name is like Danny something.
Yes, man. Book.
Yeah. That'll
I will-
give you your answer.
I will tell you the information that you search. It is a memoir written by Danny Wallace.
Danny Wallace. There we go.
There you go.
He also
Now you
at
know.
one point
Yes, man.
created his own country, seceded from Great Britain, and declared his plat a new country legally.
Did that actually like happen? Like that
Yeah.
worked
There
legally?
was like a BBC miniseries about it.
What?
Yep.
Can I like do that? Can I just secede like this garage as its own country and then I can like prostitute out of it?
I don't know, Seb, but game of the year. You guessed P-Bug, and I guessed...
I guess P-Bug, every time you bring one of these up, I'm like, why the fuck would I think PUBG would be game of the year?
I'm pretty sure I said, why the fuck would you guess P-Bug last
Jesus.
week when you guessed P-Bug.
God.
But I guessed Super Mario Odyssey.
Was
I
I
was close.
Was I fucking jet lagged last week or something?
You were jet lagged as hell.
Inside jokes that none of our listeners are in on are the best.
Well, if they've seen the Game Awards and that bit with
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Ferris,
There you go.
that should
Fine.
be enough info for you to understand what we're talking about there.
Find his probably longer than it should have been interview during the Game Awards.
Yes.
And yeah, I bet the Game Awards were supposed to be like exactly 3 hours, and he brought it like 15 minutes over that mark himself.
He did not take 15 minutes there, Seb.
It was pretty long. What was
It
his
was
name
like
again?
barely 5.
What was his
Joseph
name?
Ferris.
Joseph
Fares.
A-R-E-F Ferris. I will tell you exactly how long it was. Oh, hello, Sebastian April. You completed this program on the 10th December 2017. Oh, I did the McDonald's thing.
Good job, Seb. King of McDonald's.
I did it. 5:43. Oh yeah, fuck the Oscars. The Oscars.
Lovely.
cool,
Okay,
yeah.
let's tally the points. For Liam,
Go ahead.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
9,
10, 11, 12,
12.
13, 14.
This is not looking good for me.
14 points for Liam.
Oh dear.
And for Seb, we have 1, 2, 3,
3. I don't like the amount of pause you
4.
have between those. Ugh.
5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points.
Oh God. Jesus.
No tie this year. Decisive victory to me.
Did we have a tie last year?
Yep.
Oh god, and I got like half as many points as you this time around.
Yep.
Jesus.
Really off your game this year, buddy boy.
Well, I think if I did it tonight, and ignoring the fact that I've already seen the Game
You
Awards,
know the answers.
if you don't include that fact, I would still like look back and say, okay, look at all these dumb decisions I made. Like that was kind of pretty stupid.
Yeah,
All things considered.
quite a lot of them were.
A lot of these. So those were those Game Awards, and a few things. A lot of these games were actually brought up on there that I want to talk about. These are my personal games that have impacted my life in the last week.
Okay.
Starting with PUBG here.
Yep. Pubig.
I'm still surprised I haven't found a way that I'm consistently pronouncing that. And
You
I
never
don't know.
should. They gave the game a stupid name, and they should pay for it.
Well, I mean, I've paid for it. You know, they have like 24 million sales.
Oof.
They're,
Yeah.
they got a lot of money.
That's crazy.
God.
That they're at 24 million sales, and it's a PC game only on Steam, and it's not even complete or particularly good.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly it works out, because it's not even an original idea.
No.
Like in general, it's just a battle royale game, but it happens to work a little bit better than the other ones, for whatever reason.
And it's got some competent game design behind it.
It's got competent game design. It's big, and now it's time to talk about the new map,
Yeah.
Mexico. But they call it something else because they have like some sort of weird
I've
name
got
for it.
written down somewhere on my notes.
Oh shit! Yeah, tell me that name.
How about we go through my notes regarding the Game Awards in sequential order?
Oh shit! Yeah, if you've got Game Awards stuff, let's. Oh fuck yeah! Because we need to talk about the Game Awards outside of the awards themselves.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hit me, daddy.
Yeah, so starting with the pre-show, the first thing shown off was a World War Z game by Saber Interactive.
Is that like based off the book
Yep,
movie?
based off the book
thing?
movie.
Huh.
No, it looked like a Zambambo game. And there's a new VR game coming from Alchemy Labs, the guys who made Job Sim and the Rick and Morty game. They're making Vacation Simulator, which is coming out in 2018, maybe.
Which would appear to be Job Simulator 2,
Yeah,
really.
it's Job Simulator, but more. Following in the same vein of good VR game, but more, Accounting VR Plus is coming out.
Yes.
And it's also coming out on PSVR, which is cool.
Nice.
It's December 19th. They claim that it's going to have double the size, double the fun.
That'll be interesting. I wonder how they're going to do that, because the current game is in a really good place where it's fairly short, fairly full and complete experience. Like short as in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's free, right?
Yes.
So it counteracts that, and it kind of, I don't know how it exists or how something like this pays for itself. Like it's just,
So they're going to charge $10 for it, and it's going to be 40 minutes long.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of, because I think it'll fall into a kind of a negative pit of it won't be good if they charge anything close to an actual game price, and it's even just double the content.
Yeah.
Like that probably won't be enough, but whatever, we'll see when it comes out. I don't know.
And they ended the pre-show with a teaser trailer from Software.
Right.
The Shadows Die Twice.
Well, you say teaser trailer, but
Which
it was one of those
like 5 seconds, a close-up of some weird blood-drenched bone-based winch tightening with kanji in the background written on parchment, and then Shadows Die Twice.
And I said Bloodborne 2, and Liam corrected me, and he said a different game.
It's probably a Tenchu title.
There you go. Which is a series that hasn't been around for a while.
Yeah, they're ninja stealth games.
Okay, I like myself a good VR stealth game. Like, to be
What?
honest,
VR. Who said VR?
I said VR. Does that upset you?
We weren't talking about VR.
Yeah, but I was thinking VR. So I was picturing VR.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
And then the actual show started. They opened
Welcome to the Cyber Pleasure Program.
where we're all fucking mentally disabled.
Well, half of us are.
Yeah, that's close enough. You round up.
It's Liam. All right, the actual show. Here we go.
They open with the orchestra playing a legitimately really good music medley that started with Persona 5 music. So
Orchestra was cool as fuck
No
both
complaints here.
times.
the second one was a bit weaker, but this first one, real good. Campo Santo announced a new game about some broads exploring ancient Egyptian ruins. It's got a nifty enough art style, and it's called In the Valley of Gods 2019.
Yeah.
You got thoughts?
And so I've got thoughts because it's the first reveal they had, and I think Jeff Keighley was all, oh, look, here's this crazy thing that we just knew we had to have at the beginning of the show because it was wild. And I was really excited, and I assumed it was going to be Death Stranding because I heard so much about the trailer for the Game Awards, right?
Yeah.
And then it came, and it was like, okay, Firewatch guys doing something. Oh, that's cool because I liked most of that game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The parts of that game that are good are amazing, and if they could just do that again and not fuck up the ending, that'd be great. But then they showed the chick's face.
I don't understand why this is such an important part for you.
That's important because it's so much of what made Firewatch a unique game to me, and such a huge part of what it was and how it became that atmosphere, that seeing that face shows to me that it's probably not going to be a game strictly along the lines of Firewatch.
So you wanted them to just do the exact same thing again?
I think that they're going to do something in the same art style, but it's not going to be as similar as I want to. Because the things I want to keep from Firewatch, right, are really strong writing. The game is you doing things, but the game's not about those things, right?
Okay.
It's about characters. And
the fact that there's a character even more present will take away from the fact that the game's about characters and good dialogue?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Yes. I'm going to say yes with this particular
explain.
example. Okay. So you're reading a book, right? You're reading a book.
Okay.
And you develop this mental image of what this person is, right?
Okay.
And you feel like this is what this person is like. And you can make them however you want, and you're probably going to turn them into a really awesome person, and whatever works best for you. So if you're playing a Firewatch type game where you never see someone, and you never meet them, and you never genuinely spend time with them, you're just talking to them the whole time, then you can have this like perfect vision of what this person would be like. Anyway, fuck, I'm going to be proven wrong. I swear to God, it's going to come out and be Game of the Year. But, you know.
2 years. 2 years to forget about this conversation. Well, now that we've mentioned that we're going to forget about this conversation, it's going to come up every other episode.
It's going to come up at the end of the podcast. Liam's going to remind me about it. Every podcast.
Well,
from now
episodes.
on. Is that game coming out? Wait, is it next year or is it 2 years from now?
2019.
It's a little bit early for a reveal, but okay.
Look, it's the end of 2017, my dude.
Okay.
Year's almost over.
Okay. But it could be potentially up to 2 years before it's released, assuming no delays.
Yeah, and announcing something 2 years before release is not uncommon.
Okay, it's not unheard of. Sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
They brought back the 19 million registered losers lady from last year to talk about Warframe. And throughout the show, they showed off a series of pretty slick, like, player-made trailers, which was pretty neat.
That was all right. Yeah, they showed like three.
Yeah, I think there were
three,
3 or 4.
Of them? Something like that. And yeah, that was kind of an all right way to do it.
Yep.
Cool. Warframe looks like it. I mean, you've played it before. You're into Warframe, right?
Warframe's a fun game. You'd probably hate it. It's like Monster Hunter.
I think I played it a little bit with you, and
No,
you
you didn't.
hyped it up.
You have not.
I
played
swear
it
to
with
God,
me. I've never played multiplayer Warframe with anyone that I know.
have played it though. I have played it.
Okay.
And it's on my PS4, and I don't know who I played it with.
Not me.
All right. Yeah, I will find this out after the podcast because this is just bizarre.
Following that, they showed off the trailer for The Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro. And then...
Which is a movie.
Yeah. Then him and Kojima came out and had sexual intercourse live on stage.
They did. Every time Kojima's on stage, he's just banging whoever it is,
It's-
like verbally.
You know,
Or
he's that kind of guy. But after that, they showed off the second Breath of the Wild DLC. They showed a trailer for it. Bunch of terrible voice acting. Eiji Aonuma came out on stage and pulled out the Master Sword. Link also gets a fucking motorcycle. And
oh my
the
god,
DLC is available right now.
Right now, what? And then they press the button. That might have been a different reveal that they said press the button.
I'm pretty sure that was a different one. But it's available
yeah.
right now.
Now take out your credit cards.
Ching.
Yeah, fucking hell.
You've got
okay, whatever.
You've got feelings about the Master Baiku.
God, I looked at that thing and here's where I'm conflicted, right? Is that I'm willing to bet that in that game in particular, that thing is not only fun, but just a really convenient, smart way to get around.
Yeah, and it also fits with like the art style of all the technology in the game.
It's just the general concept of, you know, Link is driving around a motorcycle in Fantasy Hyrule. It's like...
That also has giant robots and laser
But it's
turrets.
a motorcycle. So those are all like kind of unique technology. Like it's a thing in its own world. But motorcycles are just things from our world.
The way that the motorcycle looks fits in with the arcane punk look that it has going on.
Like I would want a motorcycle that is like it'd have to look specifically different. So if it was like a spider tank, let's say, that you just ride around, but it's really fast, like that'd be cool.
That would be really nifty if you could like ride like a small guardian.
Exactly, like one of those guys. If you could like hack them somehow, and you're just driving one of those around, that'd be neat. But I bet the motorcycle will be fun anyway. Okay. So that's where I stand.
After that, Bethesda brought out a silly save single-player gaming PSA featuring Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Okay. It was...
That was kind of cute.
That would have fit in last year's sort of shitty The Game Awards, but it felt really out of place this year.
Yeah.
After that, they presented the Industry Icon Award, which is... I think they started this last year, where it's just sort of recognizing someone in the industry. They presented it to Carol Shaw this year. There's a little mini documentary about it. And she worked for Atari in like the 70s. Pretty nifty. After that, Harada showed up on stage and he introduced a Bamco producer, Okubo-san. I forget his full name. But he's going to be directing Soul Calibur 6.
Right, I saw that and I was like, Soul Calibur, like, that hasn't been a game in the series since fucking, like, GameCube, right?
Soul Cal 3, 4, and 5 came out on last gen stuff.
So I played a GameCube last gen. So
Soul Cal 2 was really popular, so that's probably what you're thinking about.
Was that the one with Link?
Yes, that's the one with Link. But also, more importantly, it's got
How many came out last gen?
I think
3 came out last gen?
I think 3, I'm not sure, but 4 and 5 came out last gen.
God, Soul Calibur 5 is fucking Ezio?
Yep. And I think it had the God of War, man.
This is dope. I want a game that just, like, acquires shit tons of licenses and makes, like, at least a competent fighting game out of it. That's all I want.
Injustice 2? It's got Hellboy. Okay, it's got the Ninja Turtles in it. It's got a bunch of just sort of obscure DC heroes.
Okay, there you go. Injustice 2, the fighting game of the year that I didn't pick.
Yeah. But Soul Calibur 6 looks rad. It's running on Unreal Engine 4, and it's coming next year, and it's unfortunately not coming to the Switch.
I'll tell you what I think about Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah?
I think it's a fighting game.
Yeah, but like Soul Calibur is super beginner friendly, so...
Is it?
Elbow, elbow, nudge, nudge.
Oh, you should buy it, and I'll complain.
I should buy it, and we should play it sometime.
Okay, I like that.
Then
that's the favorite way to play.
Some more stuff happened, and there was an ad for Destiny 2 and its Amazon Alexa support.
I was very confused about what was happening there.
Do you know what Amazon Alexa is?
It's like you talk to it and it does things.
Yeah, it's like a big ol' Siri that you put in your house and she listens to everything you say.
Right.
Apparently now it supports Amazon Alexa.
How? What was it doing again? I
like,
saw that and I just decided
ask
to
it
ignore
to call for backup to start multiplayer or whatever. I don't know. I don't play Destiny 2, but I feel like this is going to be like 15 years from now. It's going to be one of those weird, like, hey, you remember the chainsaw controller for RE4?
Okay, like one of those dumb little... Remember when they tried to do something cool and it was retarded?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's definitely what I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, fucking... I don't want to talk... I do want to talk to my video games.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. But
only the ones that
like
you have virtual sex with.
Exactly. I want to talk to my waifus and tell them how good they are, little girls, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, adult girls. That's what I want to do.
All over the age of 18.
All 18 plus.
Mm-hmm. Or whatever the age of majority is in whichever country you live in.
You listening to this right now, yeah.
Shortly after that, they announced the 50 versus 50 mode for Fortnite, which looks pretty nifty.
Yeah.
But even more interestingly, Jeff Keighley interviewed Donald Mustard, I wrote down his name because it made me laugh. A Epic Games.
His last name is actually Mustard.
A Epic Games guy, and Jeff sort of put him on the spot and asked him about the cross-platform multiplayer bug that happened.
Right. He kind of threw in a little, hey,
when's this happening?
We want an answer to this. Yeah.
And that's sort of something that I really like about Jeff Keighley. Like, he puts on like a really good industry shill, lowball, boring-ass games journalist face, but occasionally he'll just throw in questions like this. Mm-hmm. And it catches people mega off guard, as this guy was, for about 5 seconds.
And then he was like, oh god, the gamers need an answer.
Yeah, he took off the fucking limiters. He drops, gamers want crossplay. At Epic, we are committed to doing whatever it takes to make that happen.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's like, oh shit.
Kudos
look at
to him for making the best of an awkward situation.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. And I mean, I don't know exactly. I assume that's mostly true. It's just the fact that he's saying it there in front of everyone. It's like, listen up, Sony, you fucks.
Yeah, it makes it real.
I would guess are the problem.
Yeah, probably. They were the problem for Minecraft. And Rocket League.
Yeah. Have any of those barriers been, like, broken down yet, or?
No, Sony's still winning, and they're still complacent.
God, what a bunch of dicks.
There was a little Conan O'Brien bit where he made fun of all the Game of the Year contenders, and instead declared Yahtzee as Game of the Year. They showed off...
That was alright.
Yeah, it was funny enough. I liked him ragging on Persona 5.
What did he say about Persona 5
just
again?
Read the first line on the back of the box.
You're just a normal high school student, living a normal life, and you have a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And that's Persona 5.
Have a part-time job. After that, they showed off the new THQ Nordic title, which is a survival game with crafting and building, and there's hunting.
Was it the snow one?
It's got a whole bunch of graphics, like so many graphics.
Loads of graphics. I think the version I watched, like some specific trailers during the Game Awards on the YouTube video I was watching, looked horrible. Like, I assume the snowy one when it was outside, like, that fucked up the quality.
Yeah.
So it's like, I bet this looks great
without all
this
video. Artifacting happening. Yeah, but it's
I have no idea.
It's called Fade to Silence. Early access for it begins on the 14th for Steam, and the final release is going to be on consoles and Steam next year.
Fade to Silence. That is
title.
The name of a metal band. I'm pretty sure.
Probably. It's good.
If it isn't,
there were freaky monsters as well.
It's cold outside and there are freaky monsters.
It's basically like living in the Northwest Territories.
It is. Hey-oh. Everyone's trying to kill you, and
it's
everyone's native.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, damn it. Whoops.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming to Switch in February. It's going to be one package. And immediately after that, they dropped a little teaser trailer for Bayonetta 3, which more Bayo is good.
More Bayo is, I'm sure it'll be another good Bayonetta, because it's like one was one of those like little games that didn't do crazy well, but
it had a long tail and a cult following.
Yeah, and then Bayonetta 2 kind of continued on that, and they decided to bundle the first game in there for free, which is fucking awesome. And then they're just doing it again. So
The little teaser that they showed off wasn't much. It was just Bayo getting the shit beaten out of her in a dark space.
It was pretty much nothing other than just saying 3 is happening.
Yep.
So okay.
And the next announcement is the big one. The big trailer that we're all waiting for.
What is it, Liam? You gonna fucking bait and switch me?
It's Death Stranding.
Oh, you didn't bait and switch
I did it real right.
Well,
Just watch the new trailer. That's all I'm gonna say.
oh my god. You absolutely have to watch the new trailer. Well, watch... I don't even know what trailers you should watch first. Probably watch them in the order they were
watch
released,
them in release
I guess.
order.
Because this one it's fucking 8 minutes long.
Seriously? Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it back with Mo when I was playing PUBG.
Didn't
showing
feel
that
8
off.
minutes long. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times at this
No.
point.
It is fairly lengthy for what it is. And oh my god, so much happens. You watch it back over and it's like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What
Do
the
you
fuck
understand
is
what I say now when I repeatedly say that Kojima cuts a really good trailer?
that? Well, yeah. I don't know what other trailers I would have seen. I mean, I saw the other Death Stranding stuff. But I think we basically had the same reactions to the other
Like
shit.
as a package, the Metal Gear Solid 5 Red Band trailer is a better cohesive package than the actual Metal Gear Solid 5.
That is unfortunate for MGS5, I guess. But, you know, Death Stranding, I really hope doesn't suffer the same, and that the game itself is quality. Can I cross-platform like PC to Fortnite on Xbox?
How many times do I have to say this? No.
Could you say that 2 more times?
You cannot do that, Sebastian. No, you cannot.
Thank you.
The trailer's rad. Just watch it. We're not going to do a play-by-play for
God.
this one.
We could.
Do you want to do a play-by-play for this one?
I want to do a play-by-play with this one.
Okay, I'm pulling it up on my phone.
Okay. It's so good. It's so good. I was entertained thoroughly by it. Second watching, I want this to be... It's one of those things where I don't see what the gameplay is yet, because we've had no even mention of what that would be like.
Third-person action game.
Right. But the trailers so far have just been like, oh my god, this looks incredible. Whatever the fuck product this is going to be, I don't care. Yeah, so the GameSpot video they have up is 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
God,
but
yeah, I see it.
I think that has a bit of other crap in there. Do you want to just mute it and then like 3, 2, 1
Okay.
start? Okay, ready.
Okay, so Jeff is talking.
Wait, did you 3, 2, 1 start? Did
Okay.
we... Oh god. Oh god, we need to be on the same page.
Okay,
here.
so
Come on now.
3,
Jesus.
2, 1, start.
Okay. So yeah, Jeff is at the stage where he normally is. Those awards look really neat, by the way. I want one of those.
It's a slick little design. The stage for the Game Awards is really nice. Like, it has been all 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks
World premiere.
good. Oh yeah, here we
Glad
are.
They're not doing that anymore.
What?
The first 2 Game Awards, there was
Like
like a
the
hardcore
voiceover?
voice saying "World premiere."
Oh my gosh, they had one of those for the... I forget, I think it was E3, like Xbox's
Oh, yeah.
reveals. They did that like every time. It's a bit of a
Console
pain. So
exclusive.
what am I looking at here? This looks like something interesting is happening.
So Norman Reedus is reciting a poem, I think, about the Big Bang and explosions and stuff, creating life.
Yes.
And we see him lying on the ground in a industrial-looking rain suit.
Like a very like hazmat without the masky bit, I'd
Yeah.
say.
He seems to have something on his back. This trailer, much like the MGS5 cutscenes, is shot like handycam style.
Yeah, so it feels like there's a dude with another camera over here,
Yeah.
following along Norman Reedus' ass right
So
now.
he staggers forward and walks up to what looks like a corpse in a body bag with a golden skull mask on.
Which is dope as
It is
fuck.
incredibly dope.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Reminds me of the like Magic cards have a thing where like the dead have like gold masks like that. Oh no, there's the poor man
Next
over here.
to a structure, There's another man in the same uniform.
I think it's a flipped car.
Oh yeah, it's a flipped vehicle. One of these men is pinned underneath it, and the other is desperately trying to help him. To no avail, unfortunately.
To very much no avail. The one dude, like, what the fuck? I can hear this right now, but it's actually muted, according to YouTube. That's bizarre. Anyway, so the one guy just got really old real fast for a couple seconds.
Yeah, and they're both covering their mouths, trying not to breathe, and this weird arm apparatus on the man's back is going crazy. And
it is very clear that this thing tracks some sort of invisible beast. That is probably why they're trying to hold their breath, I would assume.
Invisible handprints showing up.
They're gross and creepy, especially because they're just handprints. Yeah. Like, I don't know what this thing looks like when it's walking around. Like, it's just hands. Like, it's doing handstands everywhere. I don't know. It walks 2 feet in one direction, and the one guy gives Norman Reedus a thumbs up, like it's just fine. Like, it's pretty confident in himself.
Maybe these things have, like, a really short attention span.
Maybe. That actually might be the reason. I have no fucking clue. Then we cut back to that body bag that we were looking at. Oh, dear.
Twitching and sinking into the ground. And like weird particles are coming
gold
out of
bit
the
just
mask.
kind of the gold bit just kind of floats on the top of this like liquid ooze for a second, and such a neat effect. I don't know why I like it so much. Oh dear, that's a shadow in the sky for a second, and then some hands on the ground coming for Norman Reedus.
Yeah, his leg
and his foot's bleeding
and smoking.
Yeah, it's kind of horrifying and confusing. I don't know. But the hands walk around him, like, very close.
The hands jump over to this other man.
And the guy who was trying not to breathe before gets up in fear and is now breathing and doing all sorts of really obvious things as his friend gets sucked into the tarry void.
The second man draws a gun and trains it on his dying friend as he gets pulled along the mud. He fires, killing him.
Real good headshot. Nice shot, dude. But that wasn't easy. And we think everything's going to be good now, because the thing's dead. Oh god, there's a man floating from the sky.
With his face covered.
Destiny-ass looking guy, I want to say, actually.
Floats down and gestures at them.
Oh god, we're running behind on the weird shit that's happening. A floating baby inside of this guy's chest cavity thing.
Chest. The vehicle sinks into the mud. Baby man fires into the air.
Baby man. Okay. And the little arm thing has like a second mode.
Something
it appears,
grabs him.
when it like locates something else. Oh god, he's slipping in. He chucks the baby. And Norman Reedus stares as the guy attempts to kill himself.
Shoot himself in the head, but he's yanked up in the air by his leg.
Yeah, and for a while, this is frustrating because this scene goes on for like 12 seconds if you don't know what's holding him up.
He's trying to reach for his gun, and then gravity stops.
Oh, yeah, there's just nothing. And then he starts violently stabbing himself in the chest, attempting to kill himself. I don't think he succeeds.
Nope.
I think he's just in some sort of horrible torture. Why is Norman Reedus not floating in the air? I don't know.
Norman Reedus picks up the baby tube, or the baby canister.
Yep.
And his little arm starts to sort of peek around as it looks up at a giant pair of legs.
With a... I mean, it's either a massive dong or like an umbilical cord. I don't know.
It's probably an umbilical cord, judging by the themes of this game. It's a giant dude with like a weird head and strands coming out of its arms.
Oh, everything exploded.
Yeah. Fade to white.
And we cut to...
Norman Reedus in the water.
Yep.
Shirtless.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful Norman Reedus. Gorgeous man. And he's in the water, he's floating around. Hair looks really nice. I don't know how much of this is actually, if any of it's like in-game or in-engine at all.
Apparently this is all in-engine, but that means nothing.
Right. Of course. Sorry for even asking. And we'll see a bunch of, I assume, corpses floating around in the water.
Enormous eldritch horror swims above the water.
Yeah. Everything makes me feel uncomfortable in this, except for the little fish.
And
those are
there's a
just
whale.
Fish. It's upside down, Liam.
The whale?
I think.
I don't think
it had a mouth on top.
A door
think it
floats
was
by the
upside down.
camera.
Yeah. Little dream catcher, I think, maybe. Don't know what that was.
Norman Reedus is on the ground. We zoom into his mouth, down his throat, and we're greeted by a little baby who does a little and shoots us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up, yeah. That was that happened. Yeah.
Reedus wakes up on a beach.
He's experiencing like, I don't know, contractions or something going on. He's got a baby inside of him somewhere, so
it's black and beetles.
And then the beetles start just like crawling into the sky,
floating up.
But they're like crawling like along the nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that freaks me out.
Like invisible tendrils that only they can see.
Yeah, something like that. So he holds up his little his little baby canister. But wait, off in the distance, he notices something. I love how few fucks.
Is
that a tear?
Runs down his face, and he sees those 5 floating figures that we see in the first trailer above a massive crater.
How massive? I don't know how massive this crater actually is.
And what's in the crater, Seb?
Water and life and tendrils.
Indistinct tentacle being. As Norman Reedus caps off with a similar sounding poem about explosions killing us all.
Yeah.
That's Death Stranding.
That was fucking Death Stranding. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If that doesn't make you want to fucking at least look into a game and try it out, I don't know what would. God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
That is a trailer.
That's Death Stranding. Yeah. Kojima and Norman Reedus came up on stage, and Reedus actually unzipped Hideo's pants and sucked his penis live on stage.
He did, and he came inside of Norman Reedus' mouth.
So much.
A lot. They actually 69. They gay 69.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the deadliest kind.
Then there was a musical performance by some French indie pop rock
Phoenix.
Called Phoenix. Yeah, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
They brought iJustine out to show us that she's not dead yet.
Was she dying? Was she about to die?
No, she's not dead. And then they showed off a trailer of a pretty cool looking game from the creators of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. It's nice gothic architecture and
yeah,
moving through the gothic architecture, nice environments. Protagonist pulls out a shotgun, and it's revealed that this is also from the devs of Painkiller and Bulletstorm.
Oh yeah. And then he starts strafe jumping all over the place and shooting things. And
yeah, this game is called Witchfire. It looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah, I mean, we don't know much about it, obviously, but visually very intriguing and looks like a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah. After that, Jeff Keighley had a little talk with our good friend Joseph Ferris.
Yes, a little bit longer of a talk than it should have been, maybe.
The director of Brothers, Tale of Two Sons, and the upcoming A Way Out. How'd this go, Seb?
Well, Joseph Ferris was a little bit jet-lagged.
Jet-lagged. That's what he was.
Himself. Quite a bit. I would say extremely jet-lagged.
So many
probably.
jets. He smoked a lot of jets.
He flew in from the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm pretty sure he's still in space right now.
He managed... I mean, it was very entertaining.
Oh, he was so good. This dude made Jeff Keighley look like a deer in the headlights.
It was pretty impressive. Like, Jeff could not rein him in to get the interview going.
He starts saying like, fuck the Oscars, this is amazing. Which is kind of funny because Jeff's gone on record saying that he wants to make the Game Awards the Oscars for video games. And then he starts talking about how A Way Out has, it's got none of this EA shit. EA is publishing this game.
Yeah, but no, he says that at first. He's like, fuck the loot boxes and all that.
Yeah.
And then he continues to say, but thank you, EA. Without you, like, this wouldn't have been possible.
Real good to my team.
It's like, what the fuck? Make up your mind.
But the game still looks really cool, and it's slated for March 23rd.
Yeah, oh nice. So that's actually coming in the near future.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty fucking dope. Hopefully.
Yeah. After that, they showed off a ad for the new Jumanji film that was outstanding only in its mentioning of Spy Hunter.
What?
A terrible PS2 game featuring The Rock
Oh my god.
But-
he was featuring him how?
as the main character.
Spy. Did I mean Spy Hunter? Oh god, that doesn't help me either. Okay, hold on. Spy. Okay, whatever. Keep going.
Yeah, after that, they showed off Dreams. It's the new Media Molecule game. It's basically
probably a
just
game.
the Little Big Planet editor and like creation tool on steroids.
And it has VR support apparently.
Yeah.
And that makes me really interested in it. Wait, is it gonna be PlayStation exclusive? Then?
Yeah, it's Media Molecule.
Oh, that's fucking gay. Well, I guess I could theoretically have PSVR by the time that comes out, maybe.
Yeah. Announced some more awards, and then the Pooh Big happened. Desert map available now on the PTR.
What?
It's a pretty nifty trailer. Miramar looks cool, I guess. 1.0 is coming out on the 20th, and it's coming out early access on the Xbox on the 12th.
Yeah.
They then showed off a game from the designer of the first two Payday titles. It's a 4-player co-op horror title with some Zambambos. It's called Gitafo, and like for a game that's allegedly by an 8-person team, it looks graphically impressive.
It looks pretty good, and it also looks like Payday 2, but instead of cops, it's zombies or something.
It's called Left 4 Dead, Seb. It's called Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, I know it exists already, but what I'm saying is they just made Left 4 Dead, and it's not cartoony this time.
Left 4 Dead's not particularly cartoony, Seb.
It's like stylized though.
Not really.
Left 4 Dead?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I guess it's older, so it.
Like, it's
it
not
looked...
hyper realistic and grimy, but I wouldn't say it's cartoony at all.
Okay. Okay, I don't know why I pictured it as cartoony in my head.
Because you're wrong.
Because I'm wrong. That's good. It's like a decade-old game, so I guess graphics from then look a little bit
Seriously? When
different.
did Left 4 Dead 2 come out?
The first one, the Left 4 Dead.
What about Left 6
November
Dead?
17th, 2008.
That's Left 6 Dead?
Oh, Left 4 Dead 2 came out just the next year, though, so 2009.
Oh, wow.
For Left 4 Dead 2. Yeah.
But, yeah, after that, there's a new Metro Exodus trailer. Yep. Looks like more Metro. Fall
Does look
2018.
like more Metro.
There was another orchestra medley that was Overwatch focused. It was okay. Overwatch music isn't great. And then there was another medley featuring all the Game of the Year contenders, which was cool.
Which was a neat little thing. Yeah, it's like, here's some footage from the game, and here's some sounds from the game, and of course PUBG was on there, so they had to come up with something for PUBG.
Did you know that that menu music is just two, like, royalty-free tracks with their tempo change layered on top of each other?
I did not, but I think that's beautiful that an orchestra got to make a version of that.
But they ended it with, like, a vocal performance of Jump Up Superstar, like the Super Mario Odyssey song, which is cool.
That's pretty cool. I actually like that one, yeah. It was neat. They had like a chick in a red dress up there.
Yep.
Oh, bimping and bopping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what bimping is, but
Neither do I, Seb. Neither do I.
it was pretty dang solid, though.
Yeah. Then they announced Breath of the Wild as Game of the Year, and that was that.
That was pretty much that. So, good Game Awards this year.
Yeah, really good. Third time really is the charm. Good job, Jeff Keighley. Making it not cringy.
Fourth time?
Third. This is the third Game Awards, I think.
Fourth time.
Fourth?
I think they mentioned that was the fourth Game Awards a couple times. I'll check so I don't make an ass of myself.
Okay. You can make an ass out of me.
Yeah, I'll make an ass out of you. Here we go.
Strong
3,
as
2,
the
1.
Corsine
2014,
River.
2015, 2016, 2017.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
Well, that just goes to show how memorable the last three were.
I guess, yeah. Game of the Year. Dragon Age Inquisition 2014, really.
Oof. 2014 was slim pickings.
Poor 2014. Oh, Hearthstone came out 2014. That's nice.
Exactly.
Best fan creation. Twitch plays Pokemon. Why don't they have that category anymore?
Because it's really vague.
And
also,
yes.
Nintendo got mad at them last year for having AM2R on it. Maybe it wasn't AM2R.
Right.
Maybe it was like Pokemon, like a Pokemon fan game.
For having what?
A Pokemon
AM2R?
fan game on it, and AM2R. I forget which one.
What's AM2R?
Another Metroid 2 remake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I see. Yeah, that was a whole thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the day after that was the much more chill PSX presentation.
Right.
Which,
PSX, which had no reveals.
yeah, like they said in advance that they weren't gonna have any like big reveals. It was mostly just chill, candid chats with devs. Like there's a dude from Guerrilla. They had the God of War director, someone from Media Molecule talking about it. They played Detroit Become Human up on stage. It's the same demo that they've showed at other places. They confirmed that Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is coming out in North America next year. And they also showed off a logo that makes more sense, so it's not Blaze Cross Tag Blue Battle or whatever.
Okay, hold on. Blaze Blue Cross. All right, let's check it out. So the new one. Okay, hold on. The old one was. It was. Well, first of all, it's Blay Blue, isn't it?
Sorry,
Is that how they're
Blay
pronouncing
Blue.
it? Blay. It was Blay Tag. Okay, so Blay. I mean, depending on how you want to pronounce this, Blay Cross Tag Blue Cross Battle, something like that
Awesome.
would be an option.
Blade
for the
Cross
first
Tag
one.
Blue Cross Battle.
I mean, freaking insurance battle of the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn. That I mean, it looks really cool. It looks like a metal band
Yeah.
sort of
The next one's
T-shirt or
a
something.
bit less interesting looking, but makes sense.
All the words are in a row.
Yep, that is how it looks.
It is Blay Blue Cross Tag Battle. Good job, guys. You did it, which is kind of a shame because, to be honest, like it looks a lot more boring than the old logo.
Yeah.
But it's legible, so that's a bonus. Oh yeah, and this one has Persona dudes in it. Jesus.
Yeah, it's got the Personamans and it's
Ruby.
got the Ruby.
And the Guilty Gear and the what's the last one?
It's, Blade Blue.
Oh yeah, Blue Guilty Gear.
The one
Right,
that's in the title.
that one. Whoops. Get fucked, Blue. Get fucking roasted by the Cyber Pleasure program.
Yeah,
Shit
suck
like
it,
that.
massive fighting game franchise.
Yeah,
they-
no one knows who you are.
Yeah. They showed the same Death Stranding trailer again. Kojima came out, talked about it a bit, was vague, said nothing. And then the only actual like announcement that they had was they're remaking Medieval, like the PS1 game with the Skeleton Knight Man. I guess people will be happy because people like that game.
Medieval 2. Oh god, that is kind of an ugly character design.
You don't like Sir Daniel Fortescue, Seb?
I mean, okay, so I think in the remake he looks a little bit different. But if you look at just the cover for like the PlayStation game of Medieval,
He's like a skeleton
just
man.
the
Skeleton Knight.
first one, he looks, I don't know, he's hideous. All right, that's okay. He's kind of a cute hideous, I guess.
You're allowed to have bad taste.
I said cute hideous. All right.
Okay.
That's the best I can do. I'm sorry. So that's coming up. That was the announcement.
Yeah, that
the
was
whole PSX?
that was the announcement, and then it was pretty much just Greg Miller, just talking to people for the rest of it. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was playing Dark Souls.
Ah,
Yep.
shame on you.
Sorry. It was
playing video games.
nice enough background noise for the video game.
PSX, nice enough background noise, according
Yeah.
to Liam Erickson.
Congratulations, giant multi-billion-dollar company, on being good background noise.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those were the two
Okay.
big video game events that happened this year, or this
And that's-
week, I guess.
That's pretty much capping off the year of video game events, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's
nothing else
anything
is
else
gonna
in the
happen?
next couple weeks.
There you go. Now we just have to sit tight and wait for what happens before E3.
Nothing of interest.
Is it just like E3 and then a bunch of shit happens between then and now?
Yeah, it's E3. I guess Paris Games Week. I think Microsoft does something along there. And then there's PSX and then the Game Awards.
Huh.
That's video
Okay.
games.
Well,
Yep.
see you next E3, fuck boys.
Yee. That's probably when they're announcing Devil May Cry V has come too.
Wait, did we already know about Devil May Cry 5? Or
It's been leaked very bigly. Capcom's not good at not leaking things.
And they're pretending it's not?
Well,
leaked,
they haven't said anything, but like the leak was super comprehensive and mega believable. So
okay,
looks good. I can't wait.
If you're a Devil May Cry
I want more
type of man,
I want more of my boy Blue Dante.
Blue Dante, is he the good Dante?
It's Nero. Nero is Blue Dante. I like him because he's got a magical hand that he can grab things with, and it's fun to play with that. You can do some pretty nifty combos.
He does have a magical. Oh yeah, that is a cool hand.
The move is called
Dude,
Snatch.
you have no idea. You have no idea how much like a character having cool hands makes me like them more, like a million times more.
You were saying that you liked big hands when we were talking about like Gundam.
Yeah, big hands are a plus. Like depending on the kind of franchise they're in, even like comedically large hands, like the chick. I think she's a chick in Skullgirls. Isn't that a big-handed
Cerebellum? Or Cerebella? She's got the big arm hat.
The big arm hat. Yes,
Yeah,
her.
Cerebella.
Like that's cool, even if it's kind of a silly design. Like, all right,
Cool
sure.
design. She's cool. She's cute.
You got the Gundam.
I'm looking over at my
Gundam.
shelf, and like the closest I have
No.
to a large-handed Gundam is fucking Gurren Lagann with a drill hand. So
No, you don't have a.
large hands are not something that are particularly important to my aesthetic.
No, there's one that just came out. Gundam. Oh, Gundam Dandelion.
Dandelion. Okay.
Gundam Dandelion. I want it so badly, and it's apparently a really good kit overall.
Nice.
And basically, what it is a Gundam that has like this big, like the ass jets that Gundams have,
Yes.
and then it becomes something else.
Yeah.
It's got one of those, and then you can plug it into its shoulders, and it gets these like massive, like claw arm things.
Sick.
They look awesome. And I guess I have Gundam The End, which has these giant,
Excuse
claw
me.
hands.
I think you mean Jiendu.
Gundam Jiendo! My favorite Gunpla.
I can't wait to build
he's
that
okay.
old ass Rick Dom kit. I kind of like shitty old Gundam kits because they're kind of a nightmare to build. Like
Wow, that sounds like a good reason to like something.
you know me, Seb. I like things for really stupid reasons.
Yes, I mean,
like
you like Monster Hunter Worlds.
That was a really good segue, Seb.
Thank you.
Job. Remember when I was talking about Tokiden last year and I was complaining that the combat felt too fluid?
Where are you, Hold on, let me just
It's
check
another Monster
Tokiden real
Hunter
quick.
clone.
Okay, and you felt it was too fluid.
Yeah, it felt.
So it didn't feel like
didn't
Monster
feel
Hunter.
like MonHun.
Okay.
But today, I played like
Uh-huh.
4.5 hours of the Monster Hunter demo. There's not 4.5 hours of content in that demo.
Yeah, MonHun in a nutshell. I played 200 hours. There's not 200 hours of content in MonHun.
There is, though. There is.
Define content. I mean, Jesus.
Grinding
You get a map.
the same enemy over and over to get all their parts.
It's great.
To build
You can-
the Street
yeah.
Shark set.
You get a map, and you put something in the map somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you tell them, go kill it.
And then you go kill
And
it.
They love it.
Yeah.
Someone loves it, named Liam Erickson.
Yeah,
He
Liam
just
Erickson
goes wild
loves
to that shit.
some Monster Hunter. I don't talk about Monster Hunter enough, but I'm gonna have a reason to
You don't.
talk about Monster Hunter.
You can, I'm totally okay with you talking about Monster Hunter because I will debate its validity as a genre every step of the way. Every goddamn step, because we played it today together. You played quite a bit.
Yeah, we
I played a
like
little.
40 minutes together, and then I played another 4 hours on my own.
Yeah.
Well, in the Discord
Yeah.
call with you.
That's true. We were talking, and you, like, the whole time were like, well, first of all, you talked about, hey, look, I can kick Toad.
It's so fun. You
That
kick
was-
the toad, and he gets like all balloon, and then he explodes, and you get paralyzed, and you fall over. But also, you can do that to enemies. Like if a monster goes near it, you go and kick it, and then you run away, and it paralyzes the monster. It makes it seem
you
more
can
and
kick
more
the
like a
toads
living,
around the
breathing
monster?
world. Seb,
It's not even sort of, they're just mechanics. They're just mechanics that are disguised as a living, breathing world, dude.
Yeah, and
That's all it is.
PUBG is bad. That's my defense. Suck it, nerd.
The thing is, I don't defend PUBG for the reasons you're probably against it, because I think that the reasons anyone would say, you know, PUBG is not a great game, I think they're pretty much all valid. Like, it's kind of buggy. Hacking is an actual issue that happens regularly, right? They're pretty much all Chinese, but, you know, that's how it goes, I guess. It's too bad. And everything is just still buggy and just little things that don't work very well that should.
Yep.
Are everywhere, right?
Little things work
But-
well. Monster Hunter.
The base game... Okay, so Monster Hunter is a polished piece of shit. Right.
Excuse
Which
me?
is the
It's
difference.
a polished diamond.
PUBG is a diamond in the rough.
PUBG is just like a rock that got stuck in between the little grips on my shoe.
It's a rock that
And like it's
24
everywhere.
million
This
people
this
own.
rock is going to be everywhere. Like it goes wherever I go. Every single building that I've been in, it's got this rock.
Okay,
That's
so I think-
PUBG.
I think to be more accurate with how I feel about MonHun is to say that
Bad.
the genre it is, which is technically MOBA, kind of.
What?
Or not MOBA.
It's a Monster Hunter. The genre is Monster
it's-
Hunter.
Not MOBA. Fucking...
Action RPG?
What's the other online one that you keep calling it, but that's not what it is, but that's kind of what it is?
MMO?
MMO. Jesus, how could I forget MMO? God damn, son. MMOs. So I also greatly dislike MMOs, right?
Yeah, but why?
For the same reasons I dislike Monster Hunter a lot.
Well, see, like the
Because I think
reason
it's
I like
really
Monster
boring.
Hunter is because it takes the things that hit the pleasure centers of my brains from MMOs, and then gives it like
Right.
actual good combat, and it takes away the MMO part of it, and it makes it.
that's why
fun,
I wanna
and
say-
it takes away the subscription model, and like the need to be online, or anything that I
that's why
dislike
I
about
want to
MMOs.
I want to make clear that I don't think that Monster Hunter is a bad game, because people enjoy it.
Yes, they
and the genre it is, which is the MonHun genre, it's probably going to be like the best MonHun that exists, right?
Easily.
Okay, fine. It can be that, but I still strongly dislike the genre, because it's like, okay, you go in, okay, kill the thing.
Yeah.
All right, let me just press the same button a whole bunch of times.
Well, if
Oh, God,
that's what you're doing it wrong.
and
That's,
even
that's
if it's
like
okay,
saying,
I don't care.
"Oh, I don't like Hearthstone," because all you do is click on the card and drag it over to the side.
Okay.
That's the
okay,
most
my
fucking
point.
non-argument ever.
Okay, I don't care what the combination of buttons is. Okay, right? Like it could be okay. You press triangle, triangle, square. Or you do this while you're holding the thing, or you have to run off the ledge and then do this. Like there are against a monster, there are effectively like 7 actions you can do. Let's say, right? Like you can press this combo, you can press this combo, you can jump on it and then stab it a bunch of times, or you can roll away from it. And the entire game is just, you find it, you do those 7 actions, and then you rinse and repeat into eternity.
It's a massive understatement of a pretty complex combat system that's got legitimately interesting things going on in it, Seb.
Okay, but a combat system isn't enough. I don't play games for combat systems.
You
I
don't
think
play
that's the
games
thing.
for gameplay. Great.
I don't play games for... Jesus Christ. That's
That
not the
explains
kind
why
of
you
game I
like
play.
PUBG.
I don't... Okay, yeah. Here's why I like PUBG, right? You ready?
Why?
Because how much... Okay, so you're going to play a round for 40 minutes, right? How much of that is actually interacting with people?
Like, I don't know, like 20 minutes of that, maybe?
Very little. Less.
Less?
Less. Depending on the game, you could not interact with people at all. You die, and then you just go again.
That's stupid.
And you think that's stupid, and I love it, because I love interacting with people, but I suck at it. And it's very difficult, and it's not the big part of the game. But for me, the intrigue is getting to that. Okay, how do I avoid people? How do I spend as little time fighting people? Because that's really dangerous.
So you want to avoid gameplay as much as possible.
You want to play the game becomes of a strategy game, right? Because MonHun isn't thinking about things. It's just
What?
it's just effective. It's just, can you get good at the game, right? You don't have to. What am I trying to say here? Jesus Christ. My point is that MonHun is a lot of technical skill,
Yes.
right? And if you're skilled at the combat and you can just dodge things and go, then you'll have a fine time with it.
But also,
and
you
that's
need to have an understanding of the enemy's attacks. You need to be able to read their attacks. You need to know where and where is not okay to hit something. You need to understand the map that you're in. You need to understand the environments and how to use them best against your enemy.
But that only goes so far, and eventually you'll get really good at that, and things will click, and okay, I get it. And then it becomes kind of, you just keep going. But, you're playing PUBG, and let's say you interact with someone. Okay, oh look, there's a person.
Monster, where you need to relearn all those things with another monster.
You point and click. But guess what? You're playing MonHun. You're never going to have a point where, oh my gosh, wait a minute. There are a dozen monsters all around me, and I'm going to get killed by them, and guess what? There's nothing I can do about it.
What? How is that appealing? The fact that you've got an unavoidable fail state. Like,
and you can have
you can be ambushed by two monsters that show up and wreck your ship, but you can still overcome the challenge by playing smartly and skillfully.
Exactly, but you never get the reverse of that, right? You'll never get up to a monster and be like, "Oh, look, I got a leg up on you, and I'm going to instantly kill you because I happen to be very lucky and a little bit skilled," right? And that's what I like, right?
You just want the monsters to go down in one hit?
I want that to be a possibility.
That's stupid. That takes away any of the strategy and intrigue of fighting the monster.
But not all the time. I want that to be a possibility, but not a, okay, this will happen so often thing. Like you're playing a game like Hearthstone, okay, the average game will last however long.
Seems like a really weird and arbitrary sticking point for what makes you like or dislike a game.
And that's not a thing that, that's not a thing that is okay, if this game doesn't have it, I'll dislike it. But it's throwing wrenches in your plans that are significant that you don't get in MonHun, right? Like, you don't get these high highs of, oh, I did this really, really well, or got something really lucky, and you don't get the lows of, oh, I got completely fucked and demolished because I suck, and now I have to,
You do get, moments of, luck. Like, the monster will, run towards, the cat dudes, and you'll get an extra chance to do even more damage. Like, you'll land a lucky hit. You'll break part of its body off. And, yes, you could also have the moments of bad luck, but it's not, a game winning or losing instantly. It helps, but you still need to be skilled.
Right. But I think my general thought is that the average game is too similar. Like, if you somehow could graph out the intrigue,
you wander around the boring-looking map, and dudes show up, shoot them, they shoot you, you hide from them, they hide from you.
You have not... First of all, you haven't even played the game. Okay, you've seen a lot of it, I know. But think about this, okay? So I'm going to do spectrums of both games, right? So high and low point. So so you could drop in PUBG, let's say you go to school, which is a location where basically everyone will drop on the roof. You'll go try to get a gun and kill someone. You could get very lucky and start off very, very well, and everyone else is dead, right? Or you die instantly, which is boring, but you could get really lucky and have a really intriguing start and be really powerful and have that carry you through a match. Or you could land really far away from someone and not encounter anyone until the very end, and you're struggling all the way there because you're constantly running away from the blue zone. Who knows what your biggest enemy is, whether it's the zone or just getting fucked by other things. It could be anything. In Monster Hunter, you're going to run to the monster. You know exactly where the monster is.
No, you don't.
Okay, but you know it's not going to pop out of nowhere and snipe you in the back of the head, right?
They don't have guns, but they can surprise you, and you can end up going up against a monster in a suboptimal situation, or while you're fighting a monster, a second monster can show up and make things hell for you.
Okay, but my point is that the suboptimality of it only goes so far, and it can only be so far in your favor. So the average game doesn't deviate that much from the norm of find it eventually, kill it, hopefully before the timer runs out.
Okay, and in PUBG, the goal is to not get killed until the rest of the people are not alive.
But you're gonna die. you're probably gonna die.
So you want
Right?
it to be just stupidly hard to win, and that's what you want? You don't want
I'm not.
you don't want an attainable success state?
I don't want something that's so regularly attainable all the time. Yes, it's gonna happen. Yeah. That's not, and I'm not saying
That's stupid. Your
I can't
logic
believe how
is
long this argument's going on.
idiotic. Why do you
We
play
should
video games?
cut-
Why don't you just like roll dice and shine a flashlight in your eyes? It gives you the exact same freaking stimulation.
I like the things I enjoy. I fucking play video games. Okay, I do, and the ones I
Buy
play,
you
I
dice and
enjoy.
flashlight for this Christmas, Jesus Christ!
Buy me a I
Buy
love
you
dice.
dice and a flashlight.
But the thing is, you can turn dice into a game of skill and luck, and MonHun is not that. MonHun is a job, right? Because people always compare MMOs to jobs, and MonHun is kind of the
it's
same
not a
thing.
job. People compare MonHun to a job people control MMOs to a job because you've got the subscription model, and so when you're not playing it, you're losing value, and so that incentivizes checking in as much as possible.
That's not even sort of why they call
That
it.
is,
They call it a
'cause
job. No,
it
it's not.
incentivizes
No, it's
logging in
not.
every single day and just doing the menial tasks every day.
Okay, whatever the incentive is, the point is that they do log in every day and they do the same shit every day, and it's not very interesting. They just do it because it's what they do, and that's just like a menial. You don't have to think about it. Part of your day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
and that's okay. Okay.
What the
And
fuck
I
are
hate
you
those kinds of
talking
games.
about? Monster
I
Hunter
hate
is
those kinds
not
of
at all
games.
like that.
Next topic.
You're a
Jesus
retard.
Christ. Okay. I want you to cut out like 90% of that conversation and just leave "you're a retard"
all
at the
staying
end.
in there. That entire stupid
Oh my God.
fucking conversation.
That's
with your
horrible content.
Incorrect logic, rambling, repeating yourself over and over. That's content, Seb. That's what we're getting. Monster Hunter's a good game. Fuck you.
Monster Hunter can be a good game. That's fine. I'm okay with Monster Hunter being a good game. It's just not a game for me. I'm gonna cross MonHun off my list.
You're just mad because you're bad.
I'm not mad. The game's not. Do you want to play the game tomorrow?
Yeah.
Let's play the game tomorrow.
We're gonna play more tomorrow.
Let's play it.
Don't you have?
We're gonna
work
play more tomorrow. I work 7 to 3, so I'll be back home like 5-ish. I'll be done groceries and stuff, and I can probably play.
All right.
It's gonna
play
happen.
more.
We're gonna do it, and we're gonna talk about it.
It's gonna be rad.
And yeah,
Good game.
you know what's rad? Not Animal Crossing on the iPhone that we talked a little bit about last
Pretty
week.
sure we've
and I
shat
played-
on that before. I mean, talked about. Before.
I mean, I shad on it a little bit, but I played it like for real.
Okay.
Because I only played it like 5 minutes when we talked about it
now
last
you
time.
got more fiber in your
And-
system. You can drop a
Oh my
big,
God.
hefty doo-doo.
This is a crunchy deuce here.
Oof. You need more
And-
fluids
yeah.
in your diet if it's crunchy.
Too much fiber?
Yeah, you're probably just eating straight fiber and like gravel at that point. If your doo-doo's crunchy.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of doo-doo I dropped on our boy Animal Crossing here, Pocket Camp, which is, oh my God. It's like for all the things that Nintendo can do right, like its free shit is so hit or miss. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, dear Lord, it's Fetch Quest the game, first of all. Actually,
Yep.
you just talk to people, it's, hey, get me these things. And I think there's probably a genre like that, which works for some people, and whatever, fine. But, you know,
Yeah, but like
it-
there's gameplay in Monster Hunter.
okay,
so-
obviously there's more gameplay in MonHun, but it's not, there's no, like, that game is an action game. You just do the
it's an action game with
things.
depth and content.
Right.
It's not just click on the dude, click on a tree, give him some peaches or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God, that sounds like a fun job. Anyway, that's what Animal Crossing is, and I'm sorry if that sounded like I was trying to actually compare Animal Crossing to MonHun,
Yeah.
but that's not the case. This is obviously actually actually you're spending more time in menus completing tasks
Wonderful.
than you are getting the things.
That's why it's
And
just like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You just click on things. That's all the game is. You click on things, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you just gotta wait for things to happen. Exactly the same game.
You nailed it right on the head. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is identical to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and that's why Liam recommends Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Yes.
To the 24 million players of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Every single one of you.
That's what's happening. No. It is actually trash, and I think probably, honestly, the biggest thing that upset me about it, not upset, I'm not getting upset over it.
Yeah, why would we get upset about video games? That'd just be silly.
We don't get upset. We don't get emotional over
accusing
video games.
Upset
I
about
hate video games. Liam, podcast over. So my worst problem with it is that you actually spend too much time clicking on things, and then there's like a little pause to go to it. Yep. And like every area, like you play the regular Animal Crossing, okay, you have to go in and out of buildings.
Oh, holy
and that's
shit!
A bit
This
annoying.
is exactly the thing that just turned me off the instant I opened the game. The fact that you don't like explore a village, you go from menu point to menu point.
Exactly. So the problem is, clearly, I don't think it'd be impossible to, like, literally, you could probably throw Animal Crossing on an iPhone and it would work.
Yeah, brain dead easy.
I think that'd be totally possible. It'd look a ton better on an iPhone or mobile device of whatever kind, and it would work fine. And you've got this thing with you all the time, so you can always do the stuff whenever it needs to happen, right? Literally, I will pay $20 to play Animal Crossing on my phone.
Yeah.
Nintendo, just do that. But instead, they made this game where you do a lot of similar things in Animal Crossing, and they look similar, and they kind of function the same. Like, the fishing minigame is pretty comparable. Some of them less so, but you go, you get bugs, you tap on trees and collect fruit. And the problem is, every single action is designated to its own, like, island for some reason. And so you need to spend, like, actually about as much time as you're going to be spending on the place doing the thing as you are in menus getting there and back.
Menu, loading screen, menu.
And there is zero reason for this not to be just a traditional island, even if it had the, you know, collect-a-thon mechanics of just get things, bring them to people, get money, whatever. You could throw that on one island, and it would work fine.
Like, you could have,
and I'm sure it would run.
A village half the size of like a regular Animal Crossing village, and it would be fine.
Sure, even that, because I mean they're not tiny. There's a little bit of walking in a regular Animal Crossing village, but
they're not huge either.
There are so many. There's so many better ways to do this, and Nintendo fucked up. And you know what? I'm gonna ceremonially uninstall Pocket Camp.
Do it live on the podcast.
Boop. X. Delete.
Whoa.
It's gone.
But hey, at least we have those nice HD assets ready for whenever the next Animal Crossing comes out on Switch.
That's true. Has that been confirmed, released,
no, but
teased, anything yet?
Come on.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Come on. It's the Switch. You're going to carry it with you everywhere, and it's going to look gorgeous.
You're going to have all your flagship titles on this grossly successful Nintendo console.
Yeah. Way more successful than I think it has any right to be. I don't know exactly how that happened.
Good marketing and good games.
Good games.
Like, there's been a solid, like, first-party Nintendo title, like, every other month since launch.
And they're putting third-party stuff on here, too.
And there's third-party support.
So.
And lots of indie support as well.
They're being smart with what the third-party stuff they're putting on is.
Yeah.
Because I think with the Wii U, they were like, let's put last-gen, or like, you know,
games that are
2 years ago.
Let's just stick the GOTY edition on it.
Yeah, let's put the old Assassin's Creeds and the Batman games on there.
Deus Ex Human Revolution.
That'll fucking... Is that on a Nintendo
Yeah, apparently
console?
it's actually the best console version because you can use the touchscreen as like a menu.
Which one is Human Revolution? Is that the newest one?
It's
Or
the one with the piss filter.
I don't know which one that is. That so the not old newest one?
Yeah, everything's got like a piss yellow filter over it.
Right. So like on Wii U, but it was still old by the time it got to Wii U.
It would have been like a year and a half, maybe.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's. I mean, I guess the Wii U had its games, and to be fair, as a console itself, it probably wasn't all that bad. But it didn't have enough games, and it had the wrong games. And the Switch, despite all of its failings, or its handful of failings, I guess. Go you Switch, I want one. Buy me one for Christmas, please.
And apparently, like, for indies, like, Jim Sterling's been doing some interviews with some indie people, and, like, do you know who Image and Form are? They did the SteamWorld games.
Like SteamWorld Heist
SteamWorld
and
Heist,
stuff.
SteamWorld Digs 1 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like one of their like executives or whatever was saying like Nintendo's looking real attractive for indies right now. Like Steam is a shit show. No one cares that much about games on Steam just because of how much of a mess the marketplace is at the moment. Sony's not trying hard enough, and Xbox is sort of flagging behind but is reaching out to indies. But Nintendo is selling gangbusters, and they are promoting indies really well.
Yeah, they are. I think Switch especially is in a weird state where, like, when it came out, it had so few titles that, like, oh, you're the indie game on Switch? And even now, it's like...
honestly,
that's a pretty...
It was clever. Like, they didn't blow their load on shitty launch titles. They spread out quality games across the year.
So even if it's an indie game that you're releasing on the Switch, that thing will be looked at and be considered. Just in general, it's like, oh, look, here's a new game for the Switch.
Yeah, like you got stuff like Golf Story, which I've heard amazing things about.
God, I want to play. That's on
And
3DS,
also,
right?
No, it's on Switch.
Is it?
Switch exclusive.
God, so many. Liam, I need a Switch.
And like Battle Chef Brigade,
Liam.
Switch console exclusive.
Battle Chef Brigade?
Battle Chef Brigade. Yeah, it's not on other consoles.
Console. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot what you meant by console.
It's on Steam, but
yeah, because PC is pretty dope.
yeah.
But so is the Switch, apparently. Like, you have no idea how badly I want one. Is there gonna be a sale in Christmas that'll be like reasonable enough?
I haven't seen any. They'd probably have
Are
been
sales
announced
not
by
gonna
now.
happen?
They'd probably have been announced by now if they were gonna happen. Because like
So no.
we're not that many days away from Christmas. Like 2 weeks out.
Okay. Cool. So good for that. Yeah. Fucking Golf Story. The Zelda, the new Mario that's coming out.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 just came out. Apparently
Xenoblade
that's
Chronicles.
a great JRPG with terrible character designs.
Does it have terrible character design?
Some of them are like laughably bad.
In what sense?
Like the main character sort of looks like he's got like a diving outfit on, but like weird sort of knot pants. The female lead is like the most Nomura design ever. Like she's got weird clothing gaps and belts. There's like a character that people have posted a lot about. She's just like this. She legitimately looks deformed how huge her breasts and ass are. She's like some weird skinny ice woman with tits larger than the rest of her body.
Is this the one that people have been memeing like feminism shit about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I saw that, yeah.
And like not even as a
pretty comedic.
feminist thing, that's just an ugly design.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you know those Japs, right? Yes, Japs?
Yeah,
Yes.
Japs.
They love their comedically huge udders. I mean, come on. More so in pornography from what I've seen, but you know, even in other media, you'll see women and it's just like, what? Well, how? How is that sexy?
And like a lot of the like minor characters, like their sort of selling point was like, oh, we've hired like a bunch of different artists to design a bunch of characters, and there's no cohesion at all.
I was about to say that does not sound like a selling point.
Yeah.
But,
and the voice acting is all over the place. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had like all the Cockney British accents, and that was kind of cool.
Right, which
But,
you
like,
liked.
Yeah, it was nifty. Like this one, they stuck to the British Isles, but it's like weird and all over the place. Like the main character's Welsh sometimes, Scottish sometimes, a bit of Irish sometimes. Like apparently that's his actual accent, but he's all over the place in what he sounds. And also, whoever the voice actor does not do anime yells very well. Like this character, this character has anime yells to do, and he no-sells it as hard as possible.
Oh dear. So what you're saying is that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be the worst game on the Nintendo Switch, guaranteed.
That's what you get from a Treehouse localization.
Too bad. I kind of get what you're saying about the character designs, though. I would almost say Xenoblade characters are over designed.
Yeah, they Nomura the shit out of it.
Like, there's just too much. They're just like, okay, let's add more unique elements to every single piece of this character.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, but
they looked at Lulu from Final Fantasy X and they were like, it's not enough. We need to go further. That belt dress, not enough.
Yeah. It's not enough. But see, even this thing, it's like you look at her. Okay, it's a dress with a fur bit on the top, and then a bunch of belts at the bottom. Okay, I guess her thing is belts.
Like FF10 is Nomura before he goes over the edge. Like, that's him peeking over the edge, thinking about the jump, winding up a little bit, and then dropping FF10.
And then FF10. Okay. Well, yeah, and that's something. But you look at Xenoblade, and it's like, okay, this bitch has one element about her, the belts. That is like, okay, I don't quite get it, but it is her thing, I guess.
Yep.
But then you look, and it's like you like the helmet guy, the deep sea diver thing that our main character has going on. I can't imagine that helmet ever goes over his head. It doesn't look like it does. It just kind of sits there.
Who knows?
Like I don't think I've ever seen anything of the first game, because it's the same outfit, right? Same kid as the first game?
No, that's a completely different character.
It's a different character?
Shulk, like, looks fine.
Oh, Shulk was Xenoblade?
Yeah.
He was in, like, Super Smash Bros., wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Oh gosh, okay. Well, I know him. Okay, so Shulk is just like a dude. That's fine. Shulk is I can't find anything for the first Xenoblade Chronicles now. There he is. He looks normal.
Some fucker, yeah.
But this kid is like, he's got the helmet that appears to be just welded on, hanging on the back. I can't imagine how uncomfortable that would be.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. He's got pretty clunky looking outfit with these knee bits that go out, but like he's got like exposed inner thigh.
He's got his
up the
boxers
knee.
showing. Like, he just sort of cut out the square around the groin area of his pants down to like mid-thigh.
I'm not sure what's happening there. Like, things just bulge out in weird ways that don't make any sense at all, and are just like, here, let's add more design elements to this character. And it's kind of something. Hey, let me jerk off Overwatch for a second here.
Okay.
Overwatch manages to do this in a really kind of cool way, where every character has a lot of stuff going on, like, is really packed of details with things.
But it never feels crowded.
It's not crowded, and it's not like, oh, I can't even imagine what that would be for. It's like, oh, that's just what that jacket looks like.
It's like a crazy balance of detail and minimalism.
Exactly. It's insanely well done. I don't know exactly how they managed that, but
this is not that.
This is not that. I don't think it's insanely bad. It's probably not a thing that would be distracting while you're playing it.
Yeah, apparently the game is still good.
Like, outside of cutscenes, maybe.
And
if you've got to watch,
the story is still good despite the problems. Just switch it over to the Japanese voice acting ASAP.
Okay, well, there you go. There's our recommendation for. Wait, is the game out already?
Yeah.
Oh, when did it come out?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
and a half,
there you go.
maybe.
Now you know how to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, officially recommended playstyle by the Cyber Pleasure program.
Wonderful.
Which everyone at home needs to know. Always come to us for your recommended ways to play Monster Hunter Worlds. Don't play it.
Yep.
That's our recommendation.
You got any more games that you want to talk about this week, Seb?
A couple, actually, a handful. So PUBG, I don't know how much I talked about the new map while recording, but I played it today for the first time.
Cool.
Because the whole thing, and I think it's more or less almost the 1.0 update, actually, that is the test server right now.
Okay.
And so I'm testing out things like vault jumping for the first time for me.
Cool.
And the entire new map's only been out for like 3 days, but it is humongous, okay? Because the old one covered, it was like, you've got a square, and this is how big a PUBG map can be. And I think the old one,
it's 8 square kilometers.
Right, like the whole square map.
Yeah.
And it was 50% land on the old map, the Russian thing.
Okay, yeah.
And the new one is like 80% actual land that you can go to, and there are things around there.
Cool.
So it's like, I mean, not really, but sort of close to double the actual like land with space on it.
Actual
shit
land
on
mass.
Yeah, and not just landmass, because I mean there are corners to the map. Like it's not just an island this time around.
Okay.
So there are little slivers of unreachable area that are just like
So there's just
walls
like a wall along the edge.
wall of like desert. Well, I think actually, like you can see past the edges because you're dropping in from the
What
the
stops
plane,
you
right?
at the edge?
I think one edge has like a desert wall, like a rocky face.
Okay.
That's really tall, and I'm sure if you tried to drop from it from the airplane, there'd just be an invisible wall above it.
Okay.
And then along one side, like there's rock wall on the left, rock wall somewhere on the right, I think. And then the top side is like a giant gate fence thing.
Cool.
So it doesn't
that
feel
wall.
at all. Doesn't Trump succeeded? It doesn't feel at all sort of unnaturally like, oh, you're holding me in, right?
Okay.
So they did that pretty well, but they added so much new shit. Like you go around and you think, oh, they're just gonna take assets and like recolor them and put it in a desert this time.
But they
But it's-
entirely new royalty-free assets.
In-
I'm kidding. They probably made their own assets. They
Eat
have
my
the money
ass.
to do that.
They have the money. You go around. It's kind of cool because there are a few points where I was running around and I was thinking like, this totally just feels Mexican. Like the old place felt like a decrepit Russian, town or two, or however many fucking towns there are in the game. I don't know. But this one, you go around and it's like, oh, this feels kind of authentic. Like I was talking about the Jesus candles that you see everywhere.
Jesus is just chilling.
Jesus he's big in Mexico, so he's still big here. And you drive around in the vehicles. I think the new ones that I've seen so far are a truck, which is kind of just a normal truck that people drive around with a cap on the back. It's kind of cool. And like a kind of long Volkswagen type van,
Okay.
like a camper van looking thing, which is just the worst thing to drive around in like rocky cliff bits. That is that entire map, so it's kind of awful, but it's kind of cool. At the same time, they put a lot of
Need
work
some
into
of that
it, a lot
jank
of love.
going on with the vehicles.
The map was awesome. You need some of that jank, and you get as much jank as you want with that van. Let me tell you, stick to the roads, you're fine. But outside of that, it's awful. New PUBG map, it's good. That's that topic
Nice.
out of the way. I mean, come on now. Real quick, because I know you care less about it. Hearthstone had a new expansion this past week, Kobolds and Catacombs, and it's pretty nifty. They added a bunch of new cards and a couple new mechanics that I'm sure I'll notice when I start playing competitive again.
Back there. Good thing you got a job.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can play free to play as long as you've been buying the game for the past like 6 expansions.
You can play free to play as long as you haven't been playing free to play.
Like I'm at the point where I can probably, if I just do my quests every day, have enough gold to keep up with a handful of decks every season, and I'll be okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it kind of works out now that I've spent however many hundreds of dollars on the game. Anywho, so it came out with a new expansion of cards, and in the past it's been alternating between you get an expansion that's just cards, and then you get one that's an adventure. And the
This one's
adventure
like a hybrid.
this one is you get a bunch of cards, and then there's a new mode that they added, which is it's kind of cool. Like you do a boss. It's kind of like an RPG type thing. I don't know how I describe it, where you have 8 bosses you need to get through, right?
Okay.
But you start with like 10 cards from whatever class you pick, and you start with like 15 health, and the boss you fight has 10, right? And then you each go up by like 5, so you're getting bigger and fighting bigger and bigger bosses. And also, every time you kill a boss, you get to pick a set of 3 new cards that are like, you get 3 options of 3 sets of cards that are sort of randomly picked and sort of follow a type. So it's okay, you want to do a lot of like death rattle type stuff, or you want to play a heavy control deck. So it's random, but you can kind of build an actual deck over time.
That's cool.
And so you're just like building this sort of like you're putting stats into an RPG character and building on, and you don't go full stamina, you go a little bit of HP and stuff. You can't actually do that, but I'm trying to do a comparison. Anyway, it's really neat because it's just this free mode that goes on the side that you can't even get much from. You just play it, and I think every day you get like a quest that relates to it.
I can guarantee that I might play that once.
Oh, you sound like me. I can guarantee that I might play that once. Jesus. I can't believe I've been this bad of an influence on you.
Wonderful.
So that is the new Hearthstone expansion. Go Blizzard, doing good things here,
Making
there, and
video game
everywhere.
that the people like.
Yeah. And at Overwatch, I played a bit because Ruben's getting back into it, I guess. And I like playing games with my friends. And I think
long
there's
as
a
they're
new
not called
seasonal
Monster
thing. I said I was gonna play with you tomorrow. Okay. We're gonna play. It's gonna happen. But shit that has come out, like I came back from Mexico, right?
Okay.
And then I didn't play for a while, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I barely know who this character is, and now there's some bitch named Moira that came out,
I hate how she looks.
and you don't like how she looks, and I'm not a terribly huge fan.
I say
And she's
Waluigi redesign of her called Moi Wah, and it looked so much
yeah,
better.
I saw that. Yeah. I mean, not difficult to redesign her into Waluigi.
She's got the build
be
and the
perfectly
color
honest.
scheme.
She does, yeah. It's a little bit sad, but she's kind of cool. She's kind of broken because she's got a bit of the Symmetra thing.
Isn't every character as soon as they come out?
They either suck and never get played or are broken for like months.
Lovely.
There's no in between.
Good job, Blizz.
So with Moira, it might just be at like the shitty ranks I play, but I feel like her right click, which is just a beam of death, like Symmetra has,
Yep.
you just hold it forever. I don't think she even has to recharge it. I think she can just go and go, and it has a way higher range than you'd think, and doesn't have to recharge, and it does way more damage
Whew.
than you'd think, and it just kills you. And plus, she's also a healer, so it's
And
like
she
you
heals
get
by
the money.
murdering, right?
You kill, and then you recharge your little heal thing,
Yeah.
and then you can piss on some people. That's
she kills,
her ability.
but she saves.
She does those things. She's like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly like
Well,
Bill Cosby.
did Jesus kill anyone?
He rapes, but he saves.
How does he save? How does Bill Cosby save?
Done a lot of like charity stuff and like social effort stuff.
So that like cancels out the rape, probably.
No, I don't know. Probably not. I'm just saying that Moira is the Bill Cosby of Overwatch.
You're saying Moira is a rapist.
I never said that.
Okay, so official, Moira is a rapist. That's my Overwatch news for today. Also, there are like new maps. Like I didn't play the Lunar Colony one a whole lot,
Lunar Colony.
and that's crazy, because it's like an actual map that like you could play in competitive, and it's got a little bit outside that is like 0G in an actual map,
Suck it, lawbreakers.
or low gravity, I should say. Oh, rest in peace, lawbreakers. Oh my god, what happened there?
Nothing. That's a problem.
It's a bit of a flame, and then it twinkled out. And wrong game, wrong time, poor decisions.
Wonderful.
Run and gun your way to the top. Is the game free to play
No,
yet?
not yet.
I'm waiting on it. Gonna have to get on that, Lawbreakers. Come on now. They've got the loot boxes for it already. They just need to like flip the free to play switch, and they're
That's
set.
how it works. You just hit the little switch in Unreal, and boom.
I think it's built in, like the free to play button. You just
Yeah. You start building a game in Unreal, and they just ship you a keyboard with the Go Free to Play button.
you just plug it in USB. It's great. So that broke, but Overwatch is still a game that people play.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Is that about everything?
Go Overwatch. Oh, it's got another new map called Junkertown, which I hadn't played yet, but it's a neat map. Anyway, the Overwatch people keep adding content to it,
Well done.
and the content is always free. Go Blizzard. I think that's everything I have for video games. Best ongoing game. Lawbreakers.
Game.
It's Lawbreakers.
Yep,
Liam.
that's the video game. They break the Berserk.
What?
Berserk.
Berserk?
You want a Berserk?
Berserk.
We're at 2.5 hours.
I want to fuck a truck.
Yeah. Would you like some making fuck Berserker?
All right. All right. So Berserk, volume
38.
38, which starts with chapter 333.
Get it eventually.
Chapter that
yeah.
it begins with. Yeah, I figured it out. And it's a pretty good... None of my chapter paragraph description things have titles this time, because like it was by the end of the volume that I realized that the chapter titles were actually on the page on the Kiss manga thing I'm reading somewhere. I just couldn't find them. Cause I'm just that fucking rad. Oh, it's not 333. I lied. 334. You told me I would got there eventually, but you were...
I wasn't really
wrong.
listening to you, to be honest.
You're good at that. So, we start off real strong chapter. Hey boy, let me tell you. Well, I guess I could tell you what the chapter titles are now, couldn't I? The Great Citadel appears.
I'm pretty sure that's a
No.
tagline. I think this is called the City of Men.
Oh, here we go. City of Men. Yeah. Fucking taglines are everywhere in this version I'm reading.
Because
It's kind of
this
silly.
is a scan from the magazine, and the magazine has all the strongest fantasy comic.
The strongest. I can't believe that's still a thing they use.
So good.
Strongest fantasy comic. Anyway, this chapter, almost in its entirety, is used just to jerk off Kentaro Miura's,
Architecture
I'm a
boner.
great draftsman. Yeah, it's kind of insane, but I mean, he's brilliant at it, so whatever.
Yeah, just don't stop him.
I'm not really gonna complain, and it also serves to show you that Falconia is doing very, very, very well.
Incredibly well for itself.
Like, futuristically well for a medieval period anyway.
Yup.
I guess. So yeah, things are kind of insane, and it's sort of a little tour for
Rickard and Erica.
Rickard and Erica. They're Rickard. Never mind.
Okay.
Getting shown around. Yeah, I was gonna do like a Rick and Morty joke, but I don't think there was really
Pretty
much
sure
there.
we did that last week too.
Oh, okay. Can you just like copy paste that one into this podcast?
No, that's a lot of work.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, you got Sir Labia over here, and he's showing everyone around the new town, and oh look, they're a Kushan, and it's like, yep, they're still bros with us. That's what we do. Like, the people of Earth need to come together because there's a greater thing to deal with right now.
Yeah,
You know,
Griffith.
Griffith is no what no Liam Griffith is the hero. Griffith is the hero of the story now.
Okay.
Or at the very least, he's ambiguously evil.
That's what we're doing now. Okay.
I think that's the closest I'll come to agreeing with you.
All right.
And so the horrors are also in
Yeah,
town.
Luca and her girls.
Yeah, they're all here. They're doing well. We haven't seen them since the fucking
Since the conviction arc.
Mosgus
Yeah.
arc. Yeah. Jeez, that's been a while. But they look in good health, considering
Middle Ages.
how much they've been getting.
prostitutes.
Yeah, pretty impressive. But that's the power of the Falcon, you know, or the Hawk, whatever we're actually calling him. I don't know.
Falcon.
Both? Okay. Yeah, Falcon of Light. There, he's doing well. His horrors aren't good. I don't think they're horrors anymore,
Yeah,
though, right?
I'm pretty sure they just run like a bathhouse.
Yeah, just a bathhouse.
Yes.
So they just like carry shit around all day, and somehow that pays the bills, I'm
Yep.
sure. And in a barn, we see another familiar face.
It's some old dude. Who could he be?
Oh my gosh, he talks to
it's Holy
horses.
Daiba.
It's the horse whisperer.
Yep.
It's Holy Daiba.
Holy
Yeah,
Daiba, the horse.
He's there. It's kind of funny seeing him have this little like menial job running a stable
It's just hiding out.
when he had this huge position as like the general of
Yeah.
of the Kushan army, like the
Yeah.
I guess like the right hand
Dude
man
behind all
of
the war
Ganishka,
beasts,
really.
basically.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. And now he just kind of shovels hay around, I guess. Maybe it's satisfying to him. I don't know. Anyway, and then they hear a noise, and it's a monster. Lucas says, "Just chill out. It's a monster." And they kind of get told, like, "Yeah, monsters are a little bit our bros too."
Yep, they're all good. They don't do anything bad.
Nothing bad at all. And we definitely won't find out horrible things that they do later in this volume. So the
Let me
girls
see tits.
let their girls out because this is Berserk.
Yep. And
And,
the breasts need to be exposed for our pleasure.
The breasts are exposed. I don't think we see a single underage nipple in these like 4 pages though, which is pretty
Kudos,
impressive.
Mira.
Good job. Those are all the closest thing to adults breasts that we could really hope for.
All we've got
in
are some
Berserk.
legal titties.
I don't know how old the not Luca prostitutes are. Like, are they adults or are they like young adults? Or
It's ambiguous.
okay. Well, anyway, they have a little bath time and they laugh about things. and how great the capital is and all that.
Yep.
Woohoo. Baths are good is my note I had for like that covers like 4 pages of the volume.
Congrats.
Next chapter that goes by the name Divine Right.
Dun, dun,
Oh dear.
dun.
That doesn't sound good in the
More
context
like
of
divine
Falconia.
wrong.
Oh my god! More like divine left, am I right?
Whoa.
SJWs.
What?
So here we are. It's Falconia again. Wow. Look at that. That's a I don't know why, but these couple pages sort of stick out to me for having a lot of white space.
Yeah.
Like just in the architecture. Which, yeah, I mean, everything just looks huge and awesome.
It's striking and
And-
imposing.
It is. It's imposingly beautiful. The capital. And Rickard's in here because he wants to high five Griffith.
Yeah, he wants to
I
give
think,
him a nice big high five.
on the job well
Good job
done.
at being Falconia, Griffithsu.
But he's got to take a break because right now we're having this kind of like mass funerary procession happening. We've got all kinds of priests going around, and I guess turns out that like Griffith and who's the big holy dude again?
The Pontiff, I think.
Yeah, the Holy Pontiff is there. He's got his big magic hat, and Griffith is there with his wife now.
Fiance, I think she is at this point. Princess Charlotte.
Yeah, Princess Charlotte is there, and she's in a dress that looks like it probably took 10 hours to draw.
God, yeah.
Good lord. Yeah, I don't really want to think about that too much. And then we get a cool little 2-page spread of Griffith looking all pretty
Next
and,
to Sonia,
and majestic.
with her goofy little pope hat and scepter.
She's got a new name now as well, because she gets referred to as the Seastress, I think.
Cirrus?
Something like that. Cirrus? I don't know why I thought Seastress. That sounds... Anyway, yeah.
It's like
Cirrus.
female seer, I think.
Okay.
That's what
that,
I'm going for there.
Yes. So she's now the Cirrus, which is basically what she was doing before, but now it's like she's that for all of Falconia and kind of a lot of the world. It's a little bit insane at this point.
Yep.
And Rickard's about to interrupt this whole thing, but it's like, nah, Griffith's gotta absorb some fucking souls real quick.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's what we decided was happening here, like many volumes
I
ago.
don't think he's absorbing souls, but he's like showing people the spirits of their dead relatives.
He's doing that, but there's got to be some sort of negative thing he's doing during
Probably
that
some
makes this
nefarious
less
shit
wholesome.
going on. Because
That is, I guess.
that's how Griffith roll.
Yeah, he wants to make people think he's doing the right thing, like me, so that I'm on his side, but
Exactly.
secretly he's stealing my soul.
Griffith did nothing wrong, as they say.
And not a single thing. And Griffith is the Dragonborn. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe he's absorbing stuff, maybe not. And then we got Locus.
Yeah.
He's kind of a cool dude. He has a little chat with... I kind of like a lot of the like main disciples
Yeah, they look cool.
that we see. They look cool, and they've got like personalities too. It's nice. Anyway, so he talks a little bit about, oh, look at this great service that Griffith is doing.
Look at this
For,
photograph. Every time.
Look at his photograph.
Exactly.
That he says that in that voice. He calls up Nickelback.
He becomes
from the
Chad
future.
Kroger.
He calls up who's the guy with the lute?
Oh,
They start a band.
I always forget his
The
name.
other one, Mantis. No,
I don't know.
Locus and the other one.
Continue.
Anywho, next chapter, Pandemonium
Pandemonium.
is this chapter. What's going to be the pandemonium? I don't even know, dude. Except I do know because I've already read this plot twist.
Whoa.
Locus talks to Rickard. He's like, "Hey, can I take you aside and show you this motherfucking eclipse real quick?"
Yeah, we just got our little fucking demon pit.
Yeah, it's like, oh god, that's a very imposing 2-page spread there when they've just got the pathway that leads into this giant black hole.
Yeah.
My god, and it's a tiny bit out of left field because so far, other than the ghost thing, it seems like
Falconia's been pretty nice and pure, but
yeah.
there's just this bridge off into foggy hell land coming from this nice white city.
And Locus is like, hey, you want to have a little view into this? check out my meaty hell door. You want to know what's behind it?
Yum.
Guess
What's
what? Falcon
behind
of
it?
Light. He's not all you think he is. But wait! We're going to do a little... This probably would have looked great if it was ever animated, or if it ever will be, but the door opens, but we cut to a door opening and it's the barn doors.
That's called a match cut.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool. We get a little match cut, and it's Diva. Get out of here! Just a fuck. Except it's like a bunch of R's for some reason, so it's like get out of here. Like he's missing teeth. Is that the issue? I don't know.
Maybe this is how it was written in the original thing, because they've got this unique font that they never use for anything else.
Like this was in English?
Maybe. I don't know.
Do you think? That might be. It looks like that was written by hand.
Kind
At
of.
the very least. Like that doesn't look like an actual font.
I'll look it
but-
up after. I'll check this page, what this page looks like in the original print.
That would be a really fucking neat thing, actually. Huh. I bet there's a chance that that's the case.
Yeah.
Anyway, Diva starts, his knee sucks. And then I think Erica brings it up. And she's like, oh, I can help you up. No, don't look at my broken knee. And he fucking Jedi mind tricks her into like working for him for the whole day.
Good job.
Just kind of a scary thing considering how much power he has in that sense. Like,
Yep.
oh
But
God,
Erica's
he can
also
do so
chill
many-
with it. For whatever reason.
She's like, all right, I guess I'll be your slave for the day.
Nice. I get to do some sweeping.
And in return, she gets him a bionic knee.
Yeah, she gives him the knee brace that Godot had.
Yeah, and it fits perfectly.
Wonderful.
How fortunate. Good job, everybody. And then Erica's all like, you know...
Well, it seems like
that
she made
thing's
some like adjustments. Like this thing is adjustable. Like you see all the
Right.
the coils.
Like it
and-
slides around and it
Yeah.
tightens and it... Yeah,
Like it's a one size fits all type thing that you can adjust.
of course. Because Erica is, well... I guess, did Godot make his own knee thing, probably?
Rickert made this.
Or Rickert made the knee thing? Okay. Oh, right, because Rickert makes explosive pellets. Or a repeating bowgun.
Yes.
He's a really smart dude, and he even made this knee thing. But my dad's super dead. And she talks about guts for a second.
Yeah, she talks about
And,
how Godot made a big old sword that no one could wield except for some dude. Who could that be?
Erica, I don't know, but Erica makes like 1,000 of these cute
Goofy
faces.
little Funko Pop faces.
The Funko ones. She makes 1 billion of these in this volume, and I kind of love her for it.
Yeah. Like I said,
and then
this
you
is Rickert and Erica's wacky Falconia fun times.
Yeah, it's wacky and fun. And you know what's less wacky and fun? Oh boy.
Giant horrifying penis monsters headbutting each other.
Oh, it's slightly less wacky. I don't know. I feel like this specific frame, the way that he's drawn it, makes him look a little silly.
Yeah, a bit.
like
Like
it
this thing
doesn't
is just sort of headbutting him, like just bonking him in the chest with his head.
the way I'm seeing this thing's legs move, I feel like it couldn't actually run. So someone's kind of just like picking these up and playing with them like toys and bashing them into each other.
See that? I see it. I see it.
That's kind of what it feels like. But in contrast to the cutesy little things that, you know, Erica was talking about, oh my god, horrifying monsters again.
Yeah, we got apostles.
Finally the tournament arc for Berserk has come. I've been waiting for it, and here it is. Oh, that'd be so good, actually. Like
Hate to
all kinds
inform
of
you, but
different.
that's not what's happening.
Damn it, God, sure does look like that orc's getting his dick sucked in a few of these shots, though. God, a little bit. Anyway, Locus is like, check it out. This is
the
our
War Demon
bros.
Army. They're our friends.
And they're our friends, and I guess they like take their aggression out on each other.
Yep.
Is that
That's
what he's
basically
getting at?
it.
And that's what he does. Oh my gosh, Rickert is kind of shocked, and he learns the truth about things, and oh dear. But whatever. I'm not exactly sure why Locus is showing him this.
For like full
particular?
disclosure, I guess.
It's just like, yeah, you were. Oh, because he was a member of the
Yeah.
Band of the Hawk. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because he was part of the actual ones, and I think still, yeah, Locus is like, yeah, but guess what?
We're doing
It's-
good.
It kind of works for them. It's kind of like it functions, and it's true.
'Cause,
Like
of course,
compared to the
ends
rest of the
justify
world,
the means. Always.
sometimes. Well, when the ends or the means are demons fighting each other, so that demons can fight the other demons.
Are monster-infested hell everywhere else on Earth but here.
Anyway, I don't know if you have this last page that's like carrying a girl on his shoulders. This tough young man is bursting with energy. Do you have that?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's another manga by Kentaro Miura.
Fuck, why am I not reading this?
You want to read the first volume next week?
Dude, can we do that?
Sure. I've not read it
All
myself.
right. Here comes
Giganto Maxia.
Giganto Maxia, which, I don't know. It's some ripped dude with a cute girl who's almost got her pussy showing, and she's got no nose. And it's a horrible deformity that really...
She's got a Voldemort face.
She's got... It's horrible. She may look cute to you and I, but it's going to be one of those things where they translate it into the... What's the movie we were talking about?
Alita Battle Angel?
Alita. They're going to do that, and it's going to be horrifying. Like, she's going to actually have just a flat face.
God.
Without nose.
Ugh.
It's not going to work.
No. Ugh. Oof.
Yeah. So, next chapter,
337,
which goes by the name of Bridge of Partying. Just kidding. It's Bridge of Parting.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah. And, I don't know what bridge they're talking about. They're not talking about that little bridge over the tiny stream thing in that, that spread, are they?
It's probably the bridge where that scene happens.
Okay.
That's like a bridge where the two characters who part
do the
ways.
They part. Okay, so things are going to part. But first, we get some really, really pretty little things.
Yeah.
That are fairly unberserk, so when you see them, you just feel out of place.
Griffith and Charlotte just chilling in a gazebo with some beautiful flowers and ornate vases and stuff.
Makes you think back to the Roderick and Varney scene.
Yeah.
Where everyone was all dressed up and fancy, and it's so dense with lines. It's like, oh my god.
So many details.
So many, and every flower looks good. It's like nothing was just rushed. Everything looks specific, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, so Pontiff's there. You've got Sonia. You've got Princess Charlotte.
Yeah, Sonia's pooped from doing all her searing.
Griffith himself. Everyone's being nice. They're just talking about tea. Here's tea. It's delicious. I love it. And you get a cute little meme thing where Sonia is like, "Oh, this tastes like shit. I'll have another." And Lord Mule makes a face because I'm pretty sure half the time he's in this fucking manga, he's making faces like that.
He's the straight man to Sonia's funny man.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Little thing about. I love Lord Mule. He's awesome. See, this is the thing. When you can write a cohesive manga that has people that are technically like the villain's side dudes, but I think they're awesome. Like, wow, and actually good people. That's impressive. Anyway, I'll have another Pontiff is like, yep, it's not my time to die yet, but if I die, whatever, it's gonna happen. I'll take it.
Then Locus and Rickert show up.
Locus and Rickert do arrive, and Rickert has a bit of a pained expression on his face when he sees Griffith. I think because of the whole watching the demons do the fighting thing.
Yeah, and the fact that he got sort of told him about the eclipse vaguely, but now he sort of has a better understanding of what went down.
Yeah, and how does he take this out on Griffith? By plotting the poisoning of him.
Is that what happens?
And succeeding with it. That's what happens. No, something a fucking billion times better happens. Liam, what happens? Come on!
Walks up to him, and he bitch slaps him across the face. And there's a giant smack sound effect that takes up half the page.
I did not think that this would be where I was going to get one of my favorite little scenes where like half the page is just white space and it's just like an intense thing happening. You know, like we've had a couple times in the manga. I didn't think that this was going to be the next one, but oh my god, is this not the best use of it?
So
holy
good.
Shit. Pound right there. And Griffith is fairly surprised as well. And everyone's ready to fuck up Rickert.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's like, no, guys, chill. Look, here are my reasons for doing these things, Rickert says. He talks about everything, and then he kind of just walks away after calling Griffith the dick. And guess what? This isn't the real Band of the Hawk, you bitch.
The Falcon of Light is not my commander. And then he parts on the bridge.
Bridge of partying. There he goes.
Ta-da.
And that's the end of that chapter. So we flow right into numero trace
Wheat.
ocho, known only as Death Visits at Dusk.
Nice.
Nice. Oh dear, who's Death gonna visit?
Whose could it be?
I hope it's Erica, and that it's really brutal.
God.
That's my guess. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh no.
Like if Miura gets us really comfortable in this whole Falconia thing and nothing bad happens for a while.
Brutally kills a comic relief character.
Like she gets like raped and then cut in half, and then like the torso gets raped, and then
God.
And then that torso gets impregnated with like a demon beast.
And Rickard has
That's
to
what I
kill it.
want.
But it's got like
Rickard has to.
Erica's face growing out of its stomach, screaming for help.
Jesus. God, that's what I want. That's what I want. Things are getting too fantasy and comfy for me. In Berserk here. Come on now. Gotta catch up. Anyway, Locus is looking out at Rickard, and he's upset, and he crumbles a wall a little bit because he's strong and upset. And down there, Rickard does some just
Who else is
life
looking
things.
at Rickard there? Seb?
A statue that looks a whole lot like the Turbinator.
Yeah. It's definitely a statue though.
Absolutely. Well, it's kind of bizarre because he looks much more statuesque in the first panel, and then the second one it's like, oh look, it's just Turbinator. Okay. And he's looking down, and makes you think, oh dear, death comes at dusk.
Ooh.
Is it going to be him, the assassin?
Who knows?
Da, da, da.
Back with Luca and the girls. Rickard helping people out, fixing wagon wheels.
Yep. Popping them back on, and they check out this cool thing that shows kind of how advanced, while still being in the Berserk world, Falconia is, because they've got like this firefighting system where it's a barrel connected to a pump.
Yeah, and you can use it for putting out fires.
And that's kind of neat. I don't know if this would actually be feasible, if like a two-man hand crank would be able to create enough pressure to do what it does, but maybe?
Probably.
That might be possible. I wonder if that ever existed.
Like that's what
Like how
old fire trucks were like. They had the hand pump.
is it? Oh shit. Well, there you go. So they've got this technology which is still pretty advanced, I think, right? Because in the past it was like your city had a fire, every building's made out of wood, and the whole city burns down, right?
This is basically during the Dark Ages, just Roman technology being unearthed.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, they mention all kinds of things like they've got plumbing and flushing toilets and other facilities which are just like it's old tech, so it's not advanced, but it's knowledge that they didn't have.
Yeah, well, like it's really analogous to like how like the Romans, they occupied Great Britain, and there was technology, and they had like places with running water, and it was crazy. But then they left, all the technology got completely abandoned, and then the Roman Empire fell, and technology regressed massively.
And that's just like, who was that emperor, the big bad emperor who was there before and became Skull Knight?
Gaiseric, yeah.
Gaiseric. And he had like a kingdom way back when?
Yep.
And you were saying that that's like what Falconia is?
Yes.
And so it just brought back Gaiseric's technology, which was like advanced, but they lost it, and now it's back.
Exactly.
Dude, I bet Miura fucking actually is thinking of what we're thinking of when he's writing this. That's insane.
Miura has said that he basically writes the plot chapter to chapter. So
how?
I bet when he was drawing Gaiseric's kingdom, he thought it would be cool to draw things with Greco-Roman influences. And then when he got to this point, he was like, I should bring that back.
I don't know how he manages to write it chapter to chapter, but it feels so like it was all planned out.
He's just a good
From
writer.
square one. Well, maybe not square one. Square, like, Golden Age.
Yeah.
Like, everything pre-Golden Age is kind of like, I don't know.
Treading water.
But
yeah.
A little bit. Anyway, so they've got all these new technologies, and the girls are chatting about things, and they're not working, and And we see some cool smithing stuff that Rickard's interested in. Like, oh wow, look at these blacksmiths mass producing these nice sets of armor and these cannons, and wow, what a crazy fucking neat kingdom.
Cool ass city, yeah.
And all we had to trade was our friends. I was going back over here and I was being like, oh look, there's Griffith, Casca, there's Guts, there's Pippin, there's Corcus, and who's the other blonde guy?
Judo.
I forgot Judo's name, and that bothered me. Okay, thank you. And yeah, so he's looking back at all the friends, and he's like, "Oh, that sucked."
In this picture,
And,
look, whose face isn't visible, Seb?
It's some dudes by another campfire off to the right and to
Who's
the left.
prominent in this image and his face isn't visible, Seb? It's Griffith.
Pippin's covering half his face with a bowl.
It's Griffith, Seb.
Bum bum bum. I don't know, dude. I think I would struggle drawing this, and like with the Guts shit. Like, okay, all these other characters, they look like they looked when they died, right? So their models haven't changed. But like Guts looks like young Guts here.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you do that after drawing older Guts for like years? And then he's just like, I need to draw young Guts for one panel.
Probably goes back and looks at his model sheets for the Golden Age, and he's like, okay, that's what it looked like when I drew it back then. Here we go. He's allowed to look at his old material. You know that, right, Seb?
So around here, Seb's recording went fucky, and it's basically unsalvageable. Last little bit wherein Seb and I started reading that anti-abortion Zootopia comic, the last couple minutes of it is still there and is still intact, so apologies about the incomplete spoiler cast, but hope you enjoy I Will Survive.
Oh, he's crying on his mom's framed picture. Okay.
Yes.
God.
Judy.
I pressed the wrong... Okay, hold on. Nick? No,
What would have happened if your mother, while pregnant with you, had decided to interrupt her pregnancy?
Nick, it's useless. I know it's you.
I'll tell you what would have happened. If you hadn't been born, Judy, this world would be as bleak as ever. And without your light, I'd still be on the streets living a meaningless life.
That's not true, Nick. I'm sure you would.
Listen, Judy. There are people who make a difference in the world, and you are one of them. Even being a little bunny, you stopped an absurdly nasty conspiracy and helped change the minds and hearts of millions. To me, things like these could never have happened without you.
Nick.
For God's sake, Judy, give the unborn child the opportunity to do the same. I beg you, please let your light continue to shine through him or her.
No. As I said, it's like she's tempted by this for a second. Like, it's really bizarre. She's tempted by the hexagons. It's useless. Sorry, Nick, but I've made up my mind. My body. My rules.
I see. Any chance you might change your mind?
No, Nick.
Neither will I.
Nick, don't go away. Please stay with me. Let's talk more about this.
Do you want to talk? Well, there's something I'd like to know. Why didn't you keep it a secret from me? I mean, why didn't you just get rid of our child without me knowing anything?
It wouldn't be the most honest thing to do.
What?
I thought you deserved to know. It has been better for you. For us. Oh, no, that's you. Is that you?
It'd have been better for you. For us. If you'd kept me in the dark about your premeditated sin. Goodbye, Judy.
Nick, where are you going?
Don't worry. I will survive.
Oh my god. Nick, if you walk out the door, we should explain that he's got, like, scratch marks on his cheek. From when...
A single tear running down his face.
Yeah. You don't have to come back anymore. Nick! Oh no, no. Nothing lasts forever. Even an apparently everlasting love that has triumphed over the odds in many challenges may eventually come to an end.
Oh, God.
That was I Will Survive.
A dramatic reading from the Cyber Pleasure program.
Is that the end of the podcast?
That's the end of the podcast.
Okay. See, Liam, you're always complaining that I make like 4-hour podcasts, but this one's only like 3 hours and 43 minutes.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.